Welcome to Sleepy English Academy. Listen to a story carefully and answer questions after finishing the story. It will boost your listening and speaking skills. In a cozy little village, nestled between rolling hills, lived a curious cat named Mittens. Unlike other cats who napped all day, Mittens loved to explore. Every morning, she'd peek out her window, eyes wide with wonder, eager to see what the day would bring. One sunny day, a colorful butterfly fluttered past her window. Its wings shimmered with shades of blue, yellow, and orange. Mittens, mesmerized, watched it dance through the air. "Oh, how I wish I could fly," she thought. With a determined meow, Mittens set off on an adventure. She followed the butterfly through meadows bursting with wildflowers and climbed over moss-covered rocks. The butterfly flitted from flower to flower, as if beckoning her forward. Finally, the butterfly landed on a large oak tree. Mittens, panting slightly, reached the base of the tree, but the trunk was too thick for her to climb. Just then, a wise old owl hooted from a nearby branch. "Greetings, little one," the owl hooted kindly. "Why the long face?" Mittens explained her desire to fly and her frustration at not reaching the butterfly. The owl chuckled softly. "While you may not have wings," he hooted, "you have something just as special, your curiosity and adventurous spirit." The owl explained that learning new things is a kind of flight. The more you read, explore, and ask questions, the bigger your world becomes. Mittens tilted her head, considering his words. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the branches, carrying the butterfly away. Mittens watched it go, a flicker of sadness in her eyes. But then, she remembered the owl's words. With a newfound determination, Mittens turned back home. She curled up in her favorite sunbeam and opened a book she'd found lying around. It was filled with pictures of exotic birds and faraway lands. As she turned the pages, her imagination soared, taking her on adventures beyond her wildest dreams. That night, Mittens dreamt of flying alongside colorful birds, soaring through fluffy clouds, and exploring new worlds. She learned that even without wings, a curious mind can take you anywhere. And so, Mittens continued her adventures, not just with her paws, but also with her ever-growing love for learning. She knew that with every new thing she learned, her world would become a little bit bigger and a little bit more magical. Now, close your eyes and imagine where your curiosity will take you on your own adventures. Perhaps you'll learn a new word, discover a fascinating fact, or simply dream of exciting possibilities. Remember, the world is full of wonder, waiting to be explored, one curious step at a time. Good night. Now try to answer the following question. It will boost your memory power. Question number 1, where did Mittens live? Question number 2, what did the butterfly look like? Question number 3, who helped Mittens? My dear listener, I am new to YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
In a bustling city apartment lived a fluffy orange cat named Marmalade. Unlike most cats who loved napping in sunbeams, Marmalade preferred the thrill of the night. Every evening, as the city lights twinkled on, Marmalade would perch on the windowsill, gazing at the world below. He longed to be a part of the nighttime hustle and bustle. One starry night, a gentle breeze blew open the window a crack. Marmalade, ever the adventurer, squeezed through the opening and found himself on a fire escape. The city unfolded before him like a glittering tapestry. Cars twinkled like fireflies on the streets below, and distant laughter echoed through the alleys. Marmalade, filled with nervous excitement, began his nighttime exploration. He tiptoed across rooftops, marveling at the cool night air and the twinkling constellations above. He even befriended a friendly alley cat named Luna, who taught him the secret shortcuts and hidden paths of the city after dark. One night, Marmalade stumbled upon a group of children gathered around an old fire escape. They were huddled around a book, their faces illuminated by a flickering flashlight. Curiosity piqued, Marmalade crept closer. He discovered they were reading stories about brave knights and magical creatures. As he listened, a warmth filled his furry chest. He realized there were adventures to be had not just in exploring the physical world, but also in the world of stories. From then on, Marmalade's nights were filled with a new kind of adventure. He still loved his rooftop escapades, but he also started sneaking into the children's room, curling up beside their open books. He listened intently as they read about faraway lands and fantastical creatures, his imagination soaring alongside the words. One night, nestled beside a sleeping child, Marmalade dreamt of being a brave knight himself, battling dragons and rescuing princesses. He learned that even without venturing far, stories could take you on incredible adventures. The next morning, Marmalade awoke with a contented purr. He might not have been a knight, but he knew the world held endless possibilities, both inside and outside the pages of a book. And so, Marmalade continued his adventures, his nights filled with the thrill of exploration and the magic of stories. Now, close your eyes and imagine where your own adventures await. Perhaps it's a new story waiting to be read, or a new place waiting to be explored. Remember, the world is full of wonder, and it's up to you to discover it, one adventure at a time. Sweet dreams. Now try to answer the following question. Question number 1. Why do you think Marmalade preferred nighttime adventures over napping in sunbeams? Question number 2. What qualities did Luna possess that made her a good friend for Marmalade's nighttime explorations?
In a garden overflowing with colorful blooms lived a tiny ladybug named Luna. Unlike other ladybugs who simply enjoyed munching on aphids, Luna dreamt of bigger things. She longed to explore beyond the familiar rose bushes and explore the vast unknown. One warm afternoon, a gentle breeze carried a dandelion seed past Luna. It floated on the air like a fluffy white cloud, beckoning her with its promise of adventure. With a determined buzz, Luna climbed onto the seed and held on tight. The wind whisked her away, soaring over the garden fence and into the wide world. Luna clung on, her tiny heart pounding with excitement as the world unfolded beneath her. She flew over babbling brooks, past towering trees, and across meadows buzzing with busy bees. The journey wasn't always smooth. Sometimes, strong gusts of wind threatened to dislodge her. Other times, she landed on unfamiliar plants, feeling lost and a little scared. But Luna persevered, her determination fueled by her adventurous spirit. Finally, the wind gently deposited her on a giant sunflower, its golden petals reaching for the sky. As Luna explored her new landing spot, she met a wise old butterfly with wings as colorful as a stained glass window. "Quite a journey, little one," the butterfly remarked, his voice a gentle rustle. Luna, catching her breath, explained her desire to explore. The butterfly smiled. "The world is vast," he said, "but even the greatest adventures begin with a single step, or in your case, a single flight." He explained that exploring didn't just mean traveling far away, but also discovering the wonders in your own backyard. Every flower, every leaf, held a story waiting to be unraveled. Luna, her eyes wide with newfound understanding, thanked the butterfly. From then on, Luna still dreamt of big adventures, but she also started appreciating the beauty of her own garden. She discovered hidden dewdrops sparkling like diamonds, befriended playful ladybugs, and even learned to navigate by the stars. One starlit night, nestled beneath a rose petal, Luna dreamt of flying to distant lands. But she also dreamt of the wonders she'd found in her own little world. She learned that adventure wasn't just about the distance traveled, but about the curiosity and wonder you bring to your journey. With a happy sigh, Luna closed her eyes. The world held endless possibilities, waiting to be explored, one curious flight at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine what adventures your own curiosity will take you on. Perhaps it's a hidden world waiting to be discovered in your backyard, or a faraway land waiting to be explored in a book. Remember, the world is full of wonder, and it's up to you to find it, one adventure at a time. Sweet dreams. Now try to answer the following question. Question number 1. What challenges did Luna face during her journey on the dandelion seed?
In a cozy library nestled amongst towering bookshelves lived a little bookworm named Inky. Unlike other bookworms who happily munched their way through stories, Inky yearned to be part of the adventures he devoured. He longed to sail the high seas with pirates, climb mountains with explorers, and solve mysteries with detectives. One rainy afternoon, a gust of wind flung open a library window. Inky, perched precariously on the edge of a page, found himself swept up in the breeze. He tumbled through the air, landing with a soft plop on an open book titled Tales of the Jungle. Dazed but determined, Inky crawled across the vibrant illustrations. He met a friendly toucan with a colorful beak who offered to show him around the jungle. Together they swung from vines, navigated through dense foliage, and even encountered a family of playful monkeys. Inky, however, felt a pang of longing. While the jungle was exciting, it wasn't quite the adventure he had imagined. He missed the thrilling escapes of pirates and the logic-bending puzzles of detectives. Just then, he stumbled upon a wise old owl perched on a branch. The owl, with eyes that glinted like amber, hooted softly. "Little one, why the worried frown?" Inky poured his heart out, explaining his desire to experience all the adventures he read about. The owl chuckled, his feathers ruffling. "While you may not be able to sail the seas or climb mountains," he hooted, "the stories you read carry you to those very places. Your imagination is your passport to 1,000 adventures." Inky pondered this. He realized the owl was right. Each story, like a magic portal, transported him to new worlds and exciting situations. He could be a pirate captain one minute and a daring detective the next. From then on, Inky continued his adventures, not just through the library shelves, but also through the limitless landscapes of his imagination. He devoured stories with even greater enthusiasm, his tiny body buzzing with excitement as he explored the worlds within the words. One night, curled up in a cozy corner of a book about a detective agency, Inky dreamt of cracking codes and chasing clues. But he also dreamt of the vibrant jungle and the wise old owl. He learned that the best adventures were a blend of the stories you read and the way you used your imagination to make them your own. With a contented wriggle, Inky settled deeper into the book. The world held endless possibilities, waiting to be explored one page at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine what adventures await you within the pages of a book. Perhaps you'll encounter a daring pirate, a cunning detective, or simply travel to a world unlike any other. Remember, the world is full of wonder waiting to be discovered, one story at a time. Sweet dreams. Now try to answer the following question. What happened to Inky that sent him on his unexpected adventure?
In a tide pool teeming with life, lived a curious little hermit crab named Shelley. Unlike other hermit crabs who contentedly shuffled from rock to rock, Shelley dreamt of venturing beyond the familiar pool. She longed to explore the vast, mysterious ocean. One day, a particularly strong wave crashed against the rocks, dislodging Shelley from her borrowed shell. She tumbled through the water, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. When she finally landed, she found herself staring at a magnificent giant clam with a shell as colorful as a sunset. Hesitantly, Shelley approached. The clam, sensing her presence, slowly cracked open its shell. Inside, nestled amongst shimmering pearls, lived a wise old hermit crab with a long, white beard. "Welcome, little traveler," the old crab boomed, his voice surprisingly gentle. Shelley explained her fear of being lost and her desire to explore the ocean. The old crab chuckled, his beard rippling like waves. "The ocean is vast," he said, "but even the greatest journeys begin with a single step, or in your case, a single scuttle." He explained that while the ocean held dangers, it also held wonders beyond imagination. He told Shelley stories of playful dolphins, mesmerizing jellyfish, and coral reefs teeming with colorful fish. Shelley listened, her tiny claws twitching with anticipation. The old crab then offered her a beautiful, spiral-shaped shell. "This will take you far, little one," he said. "Remember, the ocean is not just a place, it's a community. Be kind to its creatures, and they will guide you on your journey." With a grateful heart, Shelley put on the new shell and set off into the vast blue. She encountered playful schools of fish, navigated through swaying kelp forests, and even marveled at a majestic sea turtle gliding by. There were moments of fear, too. A hungry shark once chased her, and a strong current threatened to sweep her away. But Shelley remembered the old crab's words and used her wit and the kindness of other sea creatures to navigate these challenges. One starlit night, nestled inside her beautiful shell on a bed of soft coral, Shelley dreamt of exploring shipwrecks and hidden caves. She also dreamt of the wisdom she'd gained and the friendships she'd made. She learned that exploration wasn't just about reaching new places, but about the connections you make along the way. With a happy sigh, Shelley closed her tiny eyes. The ocean held endless possibilities, waiting to be discovered, one curious scuttle at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine where your own curiosity will take you on your adventures. Perhaps it's a new ocean waiting to be explored in a book, or a hidden world waiting to be discovered in your backyard. Remember, the world is full of wonder, and it's up to you to find it, one adventure at a time. Sweet dreams. Now try to answer the following question. Question number 1. Who did Shelley meet in the giant clam?
In a bustling bakery filled with the warm scent of cinnamon and sugar, lived a tiny mouse named Millie. Unlike other mice who happily munched on stray crumbs, Millie dreamt of creating delicious treats herself. She longed to understand the magic of baking, transforming simple ingredients into mouth-watering masterpieces. One sunny morning, as the baker prepared a batch of his famous cookies, Millie scurried closer, her nose twitching with excitement. She watched in awe as he mixed flour and sugar, added a splash of vanilla, and shaped the dough into perfect circles. Suddenly, a loud crash. A tray of freshly baked muffins tumbled to the floor, scattering crumbs everywhere. Millie, seeing her chance, darted forward and snatched a tiny piece of muffin. As she nibbled, her eyes widened in surprise. It wasn't just delicious, it held a burst of flavors she couldn't quite place. Determined to understand this magic, Millie spent her nights observing the baker. She learned the names of ingredients, watched how they were combined, and memorized the order of steps. One night, when the bakery was quiet, Millie gathered a few stray crumbs, a sprinkle of sugar she found on the floor, and a single forgotten raisin. Climbing onto a mixing bowl, she began to experiment, mimicking the baker's movements as best she could. The result wasn't perfect, more of a sticky mess than a delectable treat. But as Millie tasted her creation, a tiny spark of pride ignited within her. Even though it wasn't perfect, it was hers. From then on, Millie continued her nightly experiments. She learned from her mistakes, adjusting her tiny portions and perfecting her techniques. Soon, the bakery shelves held not just the baker's creations, but Millie's too, miniature cookies decorated with single blueberries, and crumb cakes made with the tiniest pinches of flour. The baker, initially surprised, then chuckled upon discovering Millie's culinary endeavors. He started leaving out a few extra ingredients for her, impressed by her dedication and passion. One morning, the baker presented a tiny chef's hat to Millie. From that day on, she wasn't just a curious mouse, but the bakery's official crumb chef, her miniature creations a delightful surprise for every customer. Millie learned that even the smallest creature could achieve great things with dedication and a love for learning. As she drifted off to sleep that night, curled up in a flour sack, she dreamt of inventing new flavors and sharing her joy of baking with the world. The bakery, once just a place to find crumbs, was now her canvas, filled with endless possibilities, waiting to be explored, one delicious bite at a time. Sweet dreams. In a cozy little cloud village nestled between the stars, lived a tiny cloud named Luna. Unlike her puffier friends who loved to billow and bounce in the sky, Luna preferred to drift serenely. Every night, she'd wait for the moon to peek over the Milky Way, its gentle glow painting the sky a calming silver. Tonight, Luna was a little worried. Her friend, Comet the shooting star, was feeling nervous. He was supposed to streak across the night sky, leaving a trail of shimmering dust, but his usual bright glow seemed a bit dim. "What's wrong, Comet?" Luna asked softly, her voice like a gentle breeze. Comet sighed, a puff of starlight escaping him. "I'm scared. What if I don't shine bright enough? What if I don't make it all the way?" Luna nuzzled him with her cottony form. "But Comet, everyone needs a rest sometimes. Even stars." With a comforting smile, Luna puffed out a wisp of cool mist, swirling it around Comet in a gentle dance. The mist shimmered with the colors of the aurora borealis, a calming spectacle that soothed the night sky. As Comet watched, mesmerized, Luna whispered stories of faraway galaxies and sleeping planets. She told him of dreams waiting to be dreamt, of children gazing up at the night sky, their worries melting away with each twinkling star. Slowly, Comet's light began to return, a soft glow pulsing within him. He felt a wave of calm wash over him, replacing his fear with anticipation. "Thank you, Luna," Comet whispered, his voice regaining its usual sparkle. "You helped me remember the magic of tonight." With a newfound confidence, Comet took a deep breath and shot across the sky, leaving a trail of shimmering dust that twinkled like a million dreams. Luna watched him go, a contented sigh escaping her cottony form. As the moon bathed the cloud village in its silvery light, Luna drifted serenely, knowing that even the smallest cloud could bring comfort and calm to the night sky. Now, with a yawn that stretched across the entire village, Luna snuggled into her cloud bed, ready to dream of stardust and shooting stars.
In the fantastical realm of Flutterfrost, where glaciers glittered with starlight and hot springs bubbled with rainbow hues, lived a tiny snowflake named Flurry. Unlike her perfectly formed siblings, with their sharp edges and dazzling brilliance, Flurry was misshapen, a whimsical swirl of ice crystals. She felt like a misplaced puzzle piece, unable to find her place in the vast, sparkling canvas of the glacier. One day, a grumpy yeti named Brum grumbled past Flurry, his beard heavy with frost. "Don't worry, little snowflake," he mumbled, his voice like a rumbling avalanche. "Being different isn't always a bad thing." Flurry, surprised, stopped mid-twirl. "But how can I be useful? I look nothing like the others." Brum chuckled, a sound like crunching snow. "Sometimes, the most unique things can create the most beautiful moments." Unsettled but curious, Flurry drifted through the air. She found herself near a group of children playing by a steaming hot spring. They were building a snowman, but the sunshine was melting its head faster than they could build. Flurry, remembering Brum's words, took a deep breath. Instead of falling in line with the other snowflakes, she twirled rapidly, her unique shape catching the sunlight. She landed on the snowman's head, her whimsical form catching the sunlight and reflecting it in a kaleidoscope of colors. It formed a shimmering crown, stopping the melting and creating a magnificent spectacle. The children gasped in awe. "It's beautiful!" they exclaimed, jumping for joy. Flurry, for the first time, felt a sense of belonging. Her unique form had not only saved the snowman but also created a moment of magic for the children. News of Flurry's feat spread throughout Flutterfrost. Soon, whenever a little magic was needed, be it stopping a melting bridge or creating a dazzling display for a winter festival, Flurry was called upon. The once misplaced snowflake became a symbol of embracing uniqueness and the unexpected beauty that could arise from it. She learned that being different wasn't a flaw, but a strength that could create wonders unseen before. From then on, Flurry twirled through the air with newfound confidence, a whimsical reminder that even the tiniest snowflake could create the most spectacular winter magic.
In the subterranean city of Lamina, carved from glowing crystals beneath a sleeping volcano, lived a young firefly named Flicker. Unlike his bright brethren who bathed the city in dazzling light, Flicker's glow was a soft, wavering ember. He felt inadequate, unable to illuminate the grand caverns or compete in the nightly games of luminescence. One day, while Flicker hid behind a shimmering pillar, a tremor shook the city. Dust rained down, and frightened squeaks echoed through the tunnels. A group of baby glowworms, separated from their parents in the commotion, huddled together, their light barely a flicker. Flicker, emboldened by a surge of protectiveness, emerged from his hiding place. "Don't worry, little ones," he soothed, his voice a gentle hum. "I'll help you find your way back." The glowworms, drawn to his calming light, followed Flicker as he navigated the darkened tunnels. He knew every nook and cranny from his shy explorations, leading them through secret passageways and dodging fallen crystals. Their journey was long and arduous. Flicker, his light growing dimmer, began to doubt himself. But the glowworms, sensing his worry, began to hum a soft lullaby, a sound that resonated with the rhythm of the earth, calming Flicker and rekindling his light. Finally, they reached a familiar cavern where a group of worried adult glowworms awaited. Tears of joy welled up in their glowing eyes as they were reunited with their young. Flicker, exhausted but proud, watched from a distance. He didn't need to be the brightest light to make a difference. His gentle glow and knowledge of the tunnels had led them to safety. News of Flicker's bravery spread throughout Lumina. The city elders, recognizing the importance of varied light, began incorporating Flicker's skills into their plans. He became the official guide for nighttime excursions, leading patrols and lost creatures with his steady, calming light. Flicker, once self-conscious, learned that even the faintest light could have immense value. He became a symbol of courage and resourcefulness, a reminder that true strength wasn't just about brilliance, but also about resilience, knowledge, and the ability to guide others through darkness.
In the whimsical realm of Whispering Woods, where trees sang lullabies and flowers bloomed with laughter, lived a tiny moss sprite named Mossy. Unlike her vibrant sisters who sported emerald green coats and playful personalities, Mossy was a pale, wispy wisp, always trailing behind, feeling invisible. One crisp autumn day, a gust of wind swept through the woods, scattering colorful leaves like confetti. A frantic flurry of butterflies, lost and shivering, landed on a bare branch. Their vibrant wings, usually shimmering in the sunshine, drooped with cold. Mossy, ever the observer, noticed their plight. Though hesitant, a feeling of responsibility welled within her. Remembering a forgotten story whispered by the wind about a hidden haven, she approached the trembling butterflies. "Don't worry," Mossy whispered, her voice barely a sigh. "I know of a place that can keep you warm." The butterflies, surprised by the tiny voice, looked down at Mossy. "But you're so small," one of them said, its voice laced with doubt. Mossy puffed up her chest, a tiny puff of air forming a determined wisp. "Small doesn't mean useless. Follow me." She led the butterflies through a maze of fallen leaves and gnarled roots, her pale form difficult to see against the browning leaves. But the butterflies, drawn by the faint warmth radiating from her, followed trustingly. Finally, they reached a hidden clearing bathed in the warmth of a hidden hot spring. Delicate ferns and moss, similar to Mossy, carpeted the ground, creating a haven of warmth. The butterflies, wings regaining their vibrant hues, landed with grateful sighs. From that day on, Mossy became known as the guide of the Whispering Woods. Though invisible to many, her knowledge of the hidden nooks and crannies became invaluable. Lost creatures, big and small, sought her assistance, and she always guided them with her gentle presence and the warmth radiating from her tiny form. Mossy learned that being small and quiet didn't make her unimportant. It made her a secret guardian, a reminder that the most valuable things in life aren't always the most obvious. Her quiet whispers and gentle warmth became a cherished part of the Whispering Woods, a testament to the power of even the smallest creature to make a big difference.
In the swirling realm of chromatic skies, where clouds painted the heavens with every imaginable color, lived a tiny cloud named Nimbus. Unlike his fluffy friends who puffed out boastful shapes, dragons, castles, even grumpy thunderheads, Nimbus was a wisp of pure, translucent mist. He felt like a blank canvas, unable to contribute to the ever-changing masterpiece above. One day, a frustrated artist named Aurora, renowned for her breathtaking cloud murals, stood on a mountain peak, staring at the vast canvas of the sky. Her brush, dripping with vibrant colors, hung limply in her hand. "Inspiration has deserted me," she sighed, a cloud of disappointment forming above her. Nimbus, carried by a gentle breeze, overheard her. He felt a tug at his wispy form, a desire to help. Though hesitant, he drifted closer, shimmering faintly with an idea. He gently nudged Aurora's brush, guiding it towards the blank canvas of the sky. Confused at first, Aurora watched as Nimbus swirled and stretched around the tip, becoming a canvas within a canvas. With a newfound purpose, Aurora began painting. She used Nimbus's ever-shifting form to create a masterpiece unlike any before. It wasn't a dragon or a castle, but a dance of light and shadow, a reflection of the emotions that swirled within her. The translucent Nimbus became infused with colors, creating a mesmerizing spectacle that flowed across the sky. People from all over the land looked up in awe. They saw joy, frustration, and ultimately, the triumph of creativity in the swirling masterpiece. Aurora, tears welling in her eyes, looked up at Nimbus, now a soft rainbow against the clear blue. "Thank you," she whispered. "You helped me rediscover the beauty of the blank canvas, the potential for something new and unexpected." From that day on, Nimbus became Aurora's muse. Together, they created breathtaking cloud murals that captured the emotions and dreams of the world below. He learned that being blank wasn't a limitation, but a starting point, a canvas for endless possibilities. Nimbus became a symbol of untapped potential, a reminder that the most beautiful creations can arise from the seemingly ordinary.
In the hidden realm of whispering wilds, nestled between towering trees woven with moonlight, lived a young wisp named Flick. Unlike his boisterous brethren who danced with the wind, swirling in playful chaos, Flick preferred the quiet corners. He longed to weave stories into the air, tales that whispered through the leaves and tickled slumbering creatures with dreams. One starlit night, while Flick drifted near a slumbering willow, he overheard a mournful hoot. There, perched on a branch, was Luna, the wise old owl. Her usually bright eyes were dimmed with worry. "Luna," Flick whispered, his voice like a rustling leaf. "What troubles you?" Luna sighed, a sound like a distant flute. "The stories of the whispering wilds are fading. The wind carries them away too quickly, leaving only silence behind." Flick felt a pang of understanding. He, too, worried about the fading of stories. Stories were like threads weaving through the wild, reminding creatures of their history and connection. They brought comfort during storms and fueled curiosity on calm nights. "Perhaps," Flick ventured, "I can help." Luna's eyes widened. "You? But you're just a young wisp." Flick puffed out a small plume of air, swirling it into the shape of a determined wisp. "Young or not, I can weave a tale. May I try?" Luna, with a glimmer of hope, nodded. Flick closed his eyes, focusing on the stories he'd gathered from the wind. Memories of playful cubs wrestling in meadows, wise elders sharing tales by crackling fires, and courageous creatures facing unknown dangers all coalesced within him. He began softly, his voice weaving through the leaves. He spoke of bravery and kindness, of laughter and resilience. With each word, the wild came alive. Leaves rustled in rhythm, fireflies blinked in anticipation, and even Luna seemed to lean in, captivated by the tale. As Flick finished, the wild erupted in a symphony of appreciation. The wind carried whispers of the story further, reaching slumbering creatures and sparking dreams. Luna hooted softly, a tear sparkling in her eye. "Flick," she hooted, "you have a gift. Your stories are like tiny tapestries woven into the air, reminding us of who we are, where we come from, and the magic that binds us all." From that day on, Flick became the storyteller of the whispering wilds. He traveled through the wind, weaving tales that echoed through the leaves, keeping the stories alive and reminding everyone of the power of imagination and the magic that bloomed in the quiet corners of the wild. He became a symbol, a reminder that even the smallest light could illuminate the world with stories.
In the whimsical realm of Aquatic, nestled within bioluminescent coral reefs, lived a tiny sea slug named Shimmer. Unlike his flashy cousins who sported dazzling, iridescent shells, Shimmer's shell was a dull, mottled grey. He felt invisible, lost amongst the vibrant tapestry of the reef. One day, a frantic commotion erupted near a coral castle. A baby seahorse, separated from its parents, drifted helplessly in the current, its tiny body barely visible. The colorful fish surrounding it, dazzled by the seahorse's transparent brilliance, swam right past without noticing. Shimmer, despite his self-doubt, felt a surge of protectiveness. He remembered an old legend, whispered through the coral crevices, about a hidden pathway through the reef, a secret only known to the creatures of the twilight. With a determined wiggle, he maneuvered his unassuming shell towards the lost seahorse. "Don't worry," Shimmer whispered, his voice a soft gurgle. "I know a safe place. Follow me." The seahorse, drawn to the quiet strength in Shimmer's voice, followed trustingly. Shimmer, utilizing his muted coloration, blended seamlessly with the shadows, navigating the hidden passage with ease. They dodged through narrow crevices and slipped past bioluminescent jellyfish, their muted glow making them invisible to predators. Finally, they reached a hidden nursery, a haven teeming with seaweed and gentle currents. The baby seahorse, reunited with its frantic parents, let out a joyful gurgle. The parents, overwhelmed with gratitude, swirled around Shimmer in a mesmerizing dance of bioluminescence. News of Shimmer's bravery spread throughout Lumen Aquatic. The flashy fish, embarrassed by their earlier indifference, realized that true heroism wasn't about dazzling colors, but about courage and resourcefulness. Shimmer became known as the guardian of the shadows, his unassuming shell a symbol of hidden strength. From that day on, Shimmer, no longer invisible, patrolled the reef with quiet confidence. He learned that beauty comes in all forms, even the most unassuming. His muted shell became a reminder that true heroes can rise from the most unlikely corners, a beacon of hope in the vibrant tapestry of Lumen Aquatic.
In the shimmering realm of Melodia, where rivers sang and flowers chimed like tiny bells, lived a young pebble named Pebbleton. Unlike his smooth, polished brethren who gurgled merrily as they tumbled down the stream, Pebbleton was rough and uneven, his surface etched with strange symbols. He felt like a forgotten melody, unable to find his voice in the symphony of the river. One day, a great storm raged across Melodia. The playful river turned into a raging torrent, threatening to sweep away the delicate wildflowers that lined its banks. The other pebbles, swept along by the current, could do nothing but hope for the best. Pebbleton, however, felt a strange pull towards the chaos. As the storm raged, the etchings on his surface seemed to glow, pulsing with a soft light. He strained to understand the forgotten melody they represented, a song of resilience and protection. With a surge of determination, Pebbleton wedged himself between a large rock and a cluster of wildflowers. His rough surface, once a source of insecurity, dug into the earth, anchoring him in place. The raging water swirled around him, but Pebbleton held firm, his silent melody a beacon of resistance. The storm eventually subsided, leaving behind a trail of destruction. But the wildflowers, protected by Pebbleton's unwavering stance, remained safe. The other pebbles, once dismissive, gathered around him in awe. "How did you do that?" one of them asked, his voice soft like a gurgling stream. Pebbleton, surprised by the admiration in their eyes, could only answer with a soft rumble, a sound that echoed the forgotten melody within him. From that day on, Pebbleton became known as the guardian of Melodia. His rough exterior and the strange symbols etched on his surface were no longer a source of shame, but a symbol of his unique strength and resilience. He became a bridge between the silent world of stone and the vibrant world of sound. The forgotten melody within him, once a source of confusion, became a powerful tool for protection. Pebbleton learned that even the roughest and most overlooked can play a vital role in the grand symphony of life, a reminder that sometimes, the most beautiful music comes from the most unexpected places.
In the whimsical realm of whispering willows, where leaves whispered secrets on the wind and mushrooms glowed with an inner light, lived a tiny inchworm named Inchy. Unlike his speedy siblings who scaled the tallest trees in record time, Inchy was slow and methodical. He inched his way along, taking his time to admire the intricate patterns on leaves and the sparkling dewdrops clinging to spider webs. He felt like a misplaced note in a bustling song, constantly falling behind. One sunny morning, a frantic buzzing filled the air. A lost baby bee, separated from its hive, fluttered aimlessly near a thorny thicket. Its tiny wings, meant for graceful flight, were tangled in a web of glistening spider silk. The other inchworms, witnessing the scene, scurried away in fear. But Inchy, despite his usual timidity, felt a surge of courage. He remembered an old legend whispered by the wind, a tale of a hidden passage through the thicket, known only to the slowest creatures. With a determined wiggle, he inched his way towards the tangled bee. "Don't worry, little one," Inchy whispered, his voice like a rustling leaf. "I know a way out. Hold still." The bee, desperate and trusting, followed Inchy's gaze. The inchworm, using his slow and steady pace, navigated a hidden path through the maze of thorns, a feat impossible for the larger creatures. He inched over branches too thin for others to bear, squeezing through gaps no bigger than his own body. Finally, they emerged on the other side, safe and sound. The bee, wings untangled and buzzing with renewed energy, whirred around Inchi in a joyous dance. Back at the hive, the relieved queen bee showered Inchi with a shower of glistening pollen, a symbol of her deepest gratitude. News of Inchi's bravery spread throughout Whispering Willows. The speedy inchworms, once dismissive, realized that slowness wasn't a weakness, but a strength that allowed for careful observation and a unique perspective. Inchi became known as the weaver of secret paths, his methodical pace and knowledge of hidden routes a source of admiration. From that day on, Inchi continued his exploration of the Whispering Willows, his slow and steady progress revealing secrets hidden from others. He learned that even the smallest and slowest creatures could achieve great things, a reminder that true strength isn't always about speed, but about determination, knowledge, and the ability to see the world in a different light.
In the shimmering city of Etheria, built upon the back of a giant, clockwork centipede that traversed the cosmos, lived a young unicorn named Lumi. Unlike his kin, whose horns glowed with pure white light, Lumi's horn flickered with an unsettling, multicolored glow. This anomaly ostracized him from other unicorns, who believed his horn signified chaos and misfortune. One fateful night, the city's ever-present chronometer, the heart of the centipede's locomotion, began to malfunction. Time stuttered, sped up, and slowed down erratically, throwing Etheria into disarray. The elders, the wise unicorns who governed the city, were baffled. It was then that Lumi, shunned but observant, noticed a peculiar pattern in the chronometer's malfunction. It mirrored the erratic glow of his own horn. Driven by a newfound purpose, Lumi approached the elders, hesitant but determined. To his surprise, they listened. He presented his theory. His unique horn wasn't a curse, but a key. It resonated with the chronometer, and perhaps, with the right guidance, could be used to stabilize it. Intrigued, the elders agreed. Together, Lumi and the elders embarked on a perilous journey within the centipede's intricate clockwork core. Lumi, guided by his strange horn's resonance, navigated them through perilous gears and ticking pistons. Finally, they reached the malfunctioning core, a tangled mess of celestial crystals. As Lumi touched the crystals with his horn, a blinding light erupted. When it subsided, the crystals were realigned, the chronometer whirred back to life, and time flowed normally once more. Lumi, the ostracized unicorn, had become Etheria's unlikely savior. His horn, once a mark of difference, was now a symbol of his unique connection to the city's very existence. Lumi, no longer an outcast, became a bridge between his kind and the elders. Etheria thrived, its journey through the cosmos guided by the steady rhythm of the chronometer and the multicolored glow of a singular unicorn's horn.
In the subterranean city of Lamina, carved deep within a bioluminescent mushroom forest, lived Anya, a young bioluminescent singer unlike any other. Lamina thrived on the vibrant glow emitted by its inhabitants, but Anya was born with a baffling darkness. She didn't glow at all. Ostracized and considered a harbinger of bad luck, she spent her days exploring the uncharted tunnels beyond the city's illuminated borders. One day, venturing deeper than anyone before her, Anya stumbled upon a vast, starless cavern. In its inky blackness, she felt an unsettling yet strangely familiar pull. Hesitantly, she began to sing. Her voice, usually timid, resonated with a newfound power, echoing through the cavern and swirling with unseen colors. Suddenly, the cavern walls pulsed with light, revealing intricate murals depicting forgotten constellations and a dying, bioluminescent creature. The creature, a fallen star, had become the source of Lumina's initial glow. But with its fading light, the city faced an uncertain future. Anya, guided by her unique connection to the darkness, understood. The cavern held the key to revitalizing the fallen star. She returned to Lamina, her lack of glow no longer a curse, but a symbol of her connection to the starless realm. Though skeptical at first, the city elders, facing their impending doom, agreed to let her try. Anya led an expedition back to the cavern. Together, they deciphered the murals, learning that the star's light could be rekindled by a specific melody, a song lost to time. Anya, inspired by the cavern's darkness and the mural's swirling colors, started composing. Days turned into weeks, filled with experimentation and frustration. Finally, standing before the fallen star, Anya sang her newly composed melody. The cavern walls shimmered, responding to her unique voice and the song she had birthed from the darkness. The fallen star pulsed faintly, then with a breathtaking brilliance, reignited. Its renewed light washed over Lumina, revitalizing its inhabitants and banishing the fear of the unknown. Anya, once ostracized, became Lumina's beacon of hope. Her darkness, once considered a curse, had allowed her to forge a connection with the forgotten star and compose the song that saved their world. She became a bridge between the illuminated city and the starless depths, her voice a constant reminder that even in darkness, beauty and power can be found. The legend of the starless singer echoed throughout Lumina, a testament to the power of embracing the unconventional.
In a bustling school library, nestled amongst towering bookshelves, lived a curious little dust bunny named Dustin. Unlike other dust bunnies who contentedly napped in forgotten corners, Dustin dreamt of becoming a master storyteller. He longed to weave tales that would transport readers to fantastical worlds and ignite their imaginations. One rainy afternoon, a gust of wind flung open a library window. Dustin, clinging precariously to a loose thread, found himself swept up in the breeze and deposited on an open book titled Tales from Around the World. Dazed but determined, he wriggled deeper into the book, his tiny heart pounding with excitement. He found himself in a vibrant illustration of a bustling marketplace. There were merchants selling exotic spices, children chasing each other through cobbled streets, and a wise old storyteller captivating a crowd with his tales. Dustin, mesmerized, listened intently. The storyteller used vivid descriptions and dramatic pauses to paint pictures in the minds of his listeners. He transported them to faraway lands with his words, igniting their curiosity and stirring their emotions. Dustin, inspired, knew he wanted to create the same magic. Just then, he met a friendly spider named Weaver, who spun intricate webs amongst the bookshelves. Weaver, sensing Dustin's dream, chuckled and said, "While you may not have a booming voice, little one, words can weave their own magic. Your stories can take readers on adventures beyond the library walls." Weaver explained that stories were like bridges, connecting people and places. They could teach valuable lessons, spark empathy, and ignite the fire of imagination. Dustin, his tiny eyes sparkling, vowed to learn the art of storytelling. From then on, Dustin didn't just collect dust bunnies, he collected stories. He eavesdropped on conversations between students, overheard snippets of whispered secrets, and even learned bits and pieces from the discarded library books. He pieced together these fragments, weaving them into fantastical tales of brave heroes, cunning tricksters, and faraway lands. One quiet afternoon, while the library was empty, Dustin found a lone student lost in thought. He decided to take a chance. He spun a tale of a hidden world within the library walls, where books whispered secrets and characters came to life after dark. The student, initially startled, was soon captivated. Dustin's story, filled with vivid descriptions and unexpected twists, transported them on an unforgettable adventure. The student left the library with a smile, his imagination ignited by the tiny dust bunny's storytelling magic. From then on, Dustin continued to weave his stories, leaving them like little hidden treasures for unsuspecting readers. He learned that stories weren't just about grand pronouncements, but about the connections they fostered and the worlds they built within the minds of others. One starlit night, nestled in a cozy corner between two well-loved books, Dustin dreamt of creating stories that touched hearts and sparked a love for reading. He learned that even the smallest creature could have a big voice, as long as they had the courage to share their stories. With a contented sigh, Dustin settled deeper into his hiding spot. The library held endless possibilities, waiting to be explored, one story at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine what story your own imagination would weave. Perhaps it's a tale of bravery, a journey to a faraway land, or simply a story about the wonder of a library. Remember, the world is full of stories waiting to be told, one word at a time. Sweet dreams. In the whispering woods of Alara, where ancient oaks stood shoulder to shoulder with vibrant maples, lived Finn, a peculiar boy. Unlike other children who chased butterflies and climbed trees, Finn spoke to them. He understood the rustling of leaves as a language, the creaking of branches as a conversation. This ability, however, earned him the label of weirdo by the villagers. One day, a strange illness swept through Alara. The vibrant leaves of the trees turned dull, their whispers filled with a deep sorrow. The villagers, reliant on the forest's bounty, panicked. The village elder, a wise woman with eyes like moss, sought the cause. Her answer was chilling. The great oak, Alara's heart and the source of the forest's life force, was withering. Desperate, the elder called upon Finn. Though hesitant, he agreed, drawn by the urgency in the tree's whispers. Venturing deep into the forest, he reached the great oak, its once mighty branches drooping listlessly. As he touched its bark, a voice, ancient and strong, flooded his mind. The great oak spoke of a forgotten ritual, a harmony between nature and the humans who depended on it. For generations, the villagers had taken from the forest without giving back. The illness was a plea for balance. Finn returned to the village, the message of the great oak echoing in his mind. He shared the knowledge, his voice filled with the urgency of the forest's whispers. Initially met with disbelief, Finn persisted, translating the great oak's message. He spoke of forgotten songs of gratitude sung to appease the forest spirit, of offerings left at the roots of ancient trees. Slowly, the villagers began to understand. They rediscovered the old songs, their voices weaving a tapestry of apology and respect. Offerings of fruits and wildflowers were placed at the roots of the trees. Finn, the bridge between humans and nature, guided the villagers in re-establishing their connection with the forest. As the villagers sang and offered their gratitude, the great oak responded. Its leaves shimmered with renewed life, and the forest whispered its thanks. The village was saved, not through force, but through a newfound understanding fostered by the boy who spoke to trees. Finn remained a bridge, translating the whispers of the forest for the villagers. He became a symbol of the delicate balance between humans and nature, a reminder that sometimes the most important conversations are not spoken, but understood in the rustling of leaves and the creaking of branches. Alara thrived, its lush canopy a testament to the power of listening to the voices of the natural world.
In the bustling Sky Haven, a city built upon a colossal, ever-shifting cloud platform, lived Alara, a young girl ostracized for her peculiar eyes. Unlike the vibrant sky-blue eyes of her people, Alara's were a swirling kaleidoscope of colors, constantly shifting and reflecting the dreams that danced within her mind. This anomaly made her a target for ridicule, deemed touched by the storm, a sign of bad luck in the ever-changing weather of Sky Haven. Alara, however, found solace in her dreams. They were vivid, fantastical stories that unfolded in her mind's eye like paintings on a canvas. Unable to express them in words, she began translating them onto makeshift canvases using pigments gathered from the rare, rainbow-hued clouds that occasionally graced Sky Haven. One stormy night, a tempest of unprecedented fury lashed at the city. The wind howled, threatening to tear the cloud platform apart. The Sky Haven Council, unable to predict the storm's path, found themselves powerless. Then, Alara stepped forward. Her dream that night had been a swirling vortex of colors, a chaotic dance that mirrored the tempest. But within it, she had glimpsed a path, a pocket of calm amidst the storm's fury. Guided by this dream image, Alara presented her painting to the council. It depicted the storm's path and a small, clear area within it. Initially skeptical, the council, desperate for any solution, decided to take a chance. They steered their colossal platform based on Alara's painting. Miraculously, they navigated through the storm's heart, finding a brief respite within the calm pocket she had envisioned. News of Alara's prescient dream painting spread like wildfire. Sky Haven, once wary of her peculiarity, now saw her as a beacon of hope. Her swirling eyes, once a mark of difference, became a symbol of her unique ability to glimpse the future. Alara became the city's official dream weaver. She translated her dreams into paintings, each a window into the ever-changing weather patterns of Sky Haven. People, no longer afraid, gathered to marvel at her canvases, their colors reflecting not just storms, but also calm winds and bountiful harvests. The girl who painted dreams became Sky Haven's protector, her once ostracized gift a testament to the power of imagination and the unseen world within our minds. In the heart of a shimmering coral reef, lived a tiny bioluminescent fish named Pip. Unlike his brightly colored cousins who darted through the water in dazzling displays, Pip glowed a soft, calming blue. He felt out of place amongst the vibrant flashes, wishing he could be as dazzling as them. One day, a grumpy old grouper named Shelley shuffled past, his fins trailing a cloud of sand. "Chin up, little one," Shelley rumbled, his voice like a distant foghorn. "Not every creature needs to scream their presence to the world." Pip, startled, looked up at the giant fish. "But how will anyone notice me? How will I make a difference?" Shelley chuckled, a sound like rocks grinding together. "Light isn't just about being loud, young one. Sometimes, the gentlest glow can guide someone in the darkest night." That night, a storm raged above the reef. The once vibrant waters turned murky, and fear pulsed through the fish. Pip, nestled under a coral ledge, felt a flicker of worry. He closed his eyes, focusing on his soft blue light. Suddenly, a tiny shrimp darted past, bumping blindly into the coral. "I'm lost," it cried, its voice trembling. Pip, remembering Shelley's words, took a deep breath and let out a gentle pulse of his calming blue light. The shrimp, drawn by the soft glow, swam towards Pip, finding safety under the ledge. Throughout the storm, Pip continued to pulse his light, guiding lost creatures to safe havens. When the storm finally subsided, the reef awoke to stunned silence. The vibrant fish, huddled together, had never seen such a calming display. Pip, surrounded by grateful creatures, realized his soft light was indeed unique. It had brought comfort and safety in a time of need. From that day on, Pip became a beacon in the reef, a reminder that the gentlest light can hold the greatest power.
In the clockwork city of Cogsworth, where every street corner ticked and every building whirred, lived Anya, a girl unlike any other. Born with a heart not of flesh and blood, but of intricately woven gears and springs, she couldn't feel emotions like the other citizens. Her face, pale and emotionless, mirrored the clock face strapped to her chest, its hands forever frozen at midnight. Anya spent her days tinkering in her workshop, surrounded by gears and cogs, her only companions. While other children chased butterflies made of clockwork wings, she dreamt of unraveling the mysteries of time itself. One day, while scavenging scrap metal in the city's forgotten corners, Anya stumbled upon a dusty, forgotten blueprint. It depicted a magnificent clockwork dragon, its wings designed to catch the wind and power its internal gears. Intrigued, Anya pored over the blueprint, her mind buzzing with possibilities. She spent months gathering materials, her workshop becoming a symphony of clanging metal and whirring gears. Finally, after countless sleepless nights, the clockwork dragon stood before her, a magnificent masterpiece of gears and springs. As Anya wound the key in its side, the dragon shuddered to life. Its brass wings unfurled, catching the workshop's light, and a gentle hum filled the air. But something wasn't right. The dragon lacked the spark of life, its movements jerky and uncoordinated. Anya realized that even the most intricate clockwork needed a driving force, an emotion to fuel its movements. Desperate, Anya clutched her own clockwork heart, its gears clicking against her ribs. In a surge of determination, she ripped it from her chest, replacing it with a miniature clock face. The pain was excruciating, but as she placed the clock face within the dragon, a surge of energy flowed through it. The dragon roared to life, its wings beating with newfound purpose. Anya, weak and in pain, watched as the clockwork dragon soared out of the workshop window. It flew over Cogsworth, its presence a marvel and a sign of defiance. The citizens, initially terrified, realized Anya had sacrificed her own ability to feel in order to give life to the dragon. Inspired by her bravery, the city embraced its mechanical nature. They began to see beauty in the whirring gears and rhythmic ticks that defined their world. Anya, though forever changed, became a symbol of their evolution, a testament to the power of sacrifice and the potential hidden within the most unexpected places. The girl with the clockwork heart had not only built a dragon, she had awakened the spirit of Cogsworth itself.
On a windswept island shrouded in perpetual mist lived Pip, a puffling unlike any other. While his siblings diligently practiced diving for fish, Pip dreamt of grander adventures. His heart yearned for the stories whispered by the salty wind, tales of shimmering moonlight cities and mischievous cloud sprites. One stormy night, an unsettling darkness fell over the island. The moon, usually a beacon in the mist, had vanished, plunging everything into an inky blackness. Panic seized the Puffins, their nightly fishing expeditions thrown into chaos. Pip, however, saw this not as a disaster, but as his chance to shine. Fueled by his adventurous spirit and fueled by a pilfered herring, for courage, of course, Pip embarked on a perilous journey. Venturing into the storm, he braved the howling wind and torrential rain, his tiny wings flapping furiously. Finally, he spotted a shadowy figure lurking at the edge of the storm clouds, a mischievous cloud sprite named Nimbus. Nimbus, a creature with a mischievous glint in his cloudy eyes, boasted about his latest prank. He'd trapped the moon in a giant jar, planning to use its light as a personal nightlight. Pip, however, was not amused. He argued that the moonlight was vital for the island's ecosystem, not to mention his own bedtime stories. Nimbus, initially dismissive of the tiny puffling, was surprised by Pip's unwavering determination. Pip, though small, puffed out his chest and challenged Nimbus to a puffing contest. The winner, Pip proclaimed, would decide the moon's fate. Nimbus, confident in his superior puffing abilities, cloud sprites puffed all the time, readily agreed. The ensuing contest was a sight to behold. Pip, fueled by herring and determination, puffed with all his might. His tiny body ballooned into a comical sphere, defying the laws of puffing physics. To everyone's surprise, Pip won. Nimbus, impressed by the little puffling's courage and spirit, reluctantly agreed to return the moon. Together, they flew through the storm, Pip perched on Nimbus' fluffy cloud body, feeling a thrill he would never forget. As they reached the moon's jar, Pip used his beak to chip away at the glass, painstakingly freeing the moon's gentle light. The moment the moon was released, it bathed the island in its silvery glow, a wave of relief washing over the Puffins. Pip returned a hero, his bravery a testament to the fact that even the smallest creature can achieve great things. From then on, he became known as Pip the Plucky, the puffling who dared to defy a cloud sprite and returned the moonlight to the island. And every night, as he snuggled in his burrow, the moon's gentle light served as a reminder of his grand adventure, a testament to the power of courage and a healthy dose of herring.
In the bustling clockwork city of Kogir, where every citizen was a meticulously crafted automaton, lived Wren. Unlike her copper-plated brethren, Wren wasn't built of metal and springs. She was a marvel of alchemy, her body a symphony of living wood and bioluminescent moss. Her most peculiar feature, however, was her voice. A cascade of pure, unfiltered melody that echoed through the city's metallic canyons. Wren's melodious existence was a stark contrast to the regimented life of Kogir. Every automaton had a pre-programmed purpose, their every tick and talk charted and predictable. Wren, however, had no assigned task. The Guild of Gearsmiths, her creators, considered her an anomaly, a beautiful yet impractical experiment. One night, as Wren wandered the city, her song reached a secluded workshop. The melody drew out a young gearsmith named Silas, his curiosity piqued by the sound so unlike the city's mechanical hum. He found Wren nestled amongst the chrome pipes and cogs, her voice painting the workshop with an otherworldly glow. Silas, unlike the other gearsmiths, saw the beauty in Wren's uniqueness. He believed her song held the key to unlocking a new level of innovation in Kogir. Together, they embarked on a secret project, to create a mechanical heart that could respond to Wren's music. Their project faced opposition. The guild dismissed it as a fantasy, a waste of precious resources. But Wren and Silas persisted, fueled by a shared vision. Finally, after countless nights spent hunched over blueprints and whirring gears, they unveiled their creation, a magnificent automaton with a heart that pulsed in rhythm with Wren's song. When Wren sang, the automaton awakened, its movements graceful and fluid, a stark contrast to the stiff, pre-programmed motions of other automatons. The guild witnessed this spectacle, and for the first time they saw the art in their craft. They realized that true innovation could arise not from rigid control, but from embracing a little bit of wonder. Wren's song became a catalyst for change in Kogir. The city embraced creativity, and automatons with unique abilities began to appear. A painter whose brushstrokes mimicked wind-blown leaves, a dancer whose movements echoed the rhythm of flowing rivers. Ren, the anomaly, became the heart of Kagir, a testament to the power of embracing the unique. Her song continued to inspire, reminding everyone that even in a world of clockwork, there was still room for the melody of the soul.
In the whispering woods of Erin, where ancient trees held secrets older than time, lived Ilara. Unlike the other elves, whose magic crackled with vibrant energy, Ilara's magic was a hushed whisper. She could speak with the very essence of the forest, understanding the rustling leaves and groaning roots. Yet, no one believed her. The elves saw Ilara's whispers as a strange quirk, a harmless oddity. They relied on powerful, showy magic to maintain their connection with Erin. Yet, a creeping darkness began to spread through the woods, sapping the life from the land. The vibrant spells of the other elves proved useless against this silent foe. Ilara, ostracized but determined, ventured into the heart of the encroaching darkness. Guided by the pained whispers of the forest, she found the source, a monstrous entity feeding on the very essence of Erin. It was a creature of pure silence, impervious to spells and impervious to reason. Ilara knew brute force wouldn't work. She needed an approach as silent as the darkness itself. With a deep breath, she began to weave a song. Not a song of power, but a song of understanding, a lament for the lost life of the forest. The darkness pulsed, its tendrils reaching for Ilara. But within her song, she poured the love and sorrow of Erin, the whispered secrets of the wind and the rustling leaves. Slowly, a change came over the monster. The silence began to tremble, filled with a flicker of recognition. The entity wasn't born of malice, Ilara realized. It was a being of loneliness, feeding off the fading connection of the elves to their forest. Through her song, Ilara bridged the gap, reminding the creature of its place within the symphony of Erin. With a final, sorrowful sigh, the entity retreated, the darkness receding with it. The life force returned to the forest, the trees rustling with relief. Ilara emerged, not as a powerless oddity, but as the savior of Erin. The elves finally understood the true power of whispers. Ilara's unique magic, once ridiculed, became a treasured tool. They learned to listen to the forest, not just command it, and their connection with Erin grew stronger than ever. Ilara, the last whisperer, became the bridge between elves and nature, her voice a testament to the power of quiet understanding.
Ethel was a city built not of stone and mortar, but of dreams. Its inhabitants, the Somnia, were creatures woven from moonlight and whispered desires. They lived within the ever-shifting dreamscape, their forms fluid and ever-changing. Yet, one Somnia, Anya, was different. Unlike her brethren who fed off the dreams of others, Anya couldn't access the dreamscape. She was a dreamer trapped in reality. Anya lived in the fringe of Ethel, a place called the Waking Wilds, a barren wasteland where discarded dreams manifested as twisted shadows. Here, she learned to manipulate the remnants of dreams, crafting tangible objects, a shimmering scarf woven from a forgotten lullaby, a lamp that cast the faint glow of a lost sunset. One night, a tremor shook Ethel. A monstrous nightmare, birthed from a collective terror, ripped through the dreamscape, devouring dreams and leaving a trail of devastation. The Somnia, weakened and disoriented, couldn't fight back. Anya, with her knowledge of the Waking Wilds, knew the nightmare's weakness. Crafted from nightmares itself, it fed off fear. Anya ventured into the fray, not with weapons, but with her dream-wrought creations. She held up the shimmering scarf, its gentle light soothing the terrorized Somnia. With the lamp, she projected a vision of hope, a dream of a unified Ethel fighting back. Slowly, the Somnia rallied, their forgotten dreams resurfacing as shimmering weapons. Anya, using her understanding of discarded dreams, weaved them into a shield, protecting the Somnia from the nightmare's onslaught. Together, the empowered Somnia pushed back the nightmare, tearing it apart with the echoes of their dreams. With the threat neutralized, Ethel slowly began to mend. The Somnia, recognizing Anya's courage and resourcefulness, offered her a place among them, not as a dreamer in the dreamscape, but as a bridge between the dream and the waking. Anya, the weaver of lost dreams, became a symbol of unity. She taught the Somnia to utilize discarded dreams, enriching Ethel with forgotten desires and hopes.
And in return, the Somnia shared whispers of the dreamscape, allowing Anya to experience Ethel in a way she never thought possible.
In the sprawling fungal forests of Mycelia, where towering bioluminescent mushrooms bathed the world in an ethereal glow, lived Anya, a young woman ostracized for her peculiar gift. Unlike others who thrived on the nourishing properties of the forest's flora, Anya could speak to the moss, the silent, sprawling carpets blanketing the forest floor. The moss, they whispered of forgotten pathways, of hidden secrets held within the gnarled roots of elder trees. Anya, ostracized for her seemingly useless talent, found solace in these whispers. They spoke of a time before the great fungal bloom, a time when sunlight kissed the forest floor and strange, winged creatures soared through the air. One day, the whispers grew frantic. They spoke of a creeping blight, a virulent fungus slowly consuming the life force of the forest. The colossal bioluminescent mushrooms, the source of Mycelia's light and sustenance, were weakening. Anya knew she had to act. Armed with the moss's knowledge, she ventured deeper into the forest than anyone dared. Guided by the whispers, she found a hidden cavern, untouched by the blight. Within, bloomed a single, vibrant flower, a relic of the forgotten past. The whispers spoke of the flower's restorative powers. It could heal the infected fungi, but it required sunlight, a rarity in Mycelia. Anya embarked on a perilous journey to the Whispering Canyons, the only place in the forest where sunlight pierced the canopy. Braving treacherous ravines and bioluminescent predators, Anya reached the canyons. Using salvaged materials and the whispered instructions of the moss, she built a contraption that focused the sunlight onto the flower. As the light touched the flower, it pulsed with vibrant energy. Anya returned to the infected area, tending to the withering fungi with the flower's essence. Slowly, the blight receded, replaced by renewed life. News of Anya's feat spread through the forest. She was no longer ostracized, but revered as the Moss Whisperer, a bridge between the forgotten past and the thriving present. Mycelia began to adapt. Inspired by Anya's contraption, they learned to harness sunlight in bioluminescent patterns, creating a dappled forest floor where flowers could once again bloom. The blight, a reminder of their reliance on a single source of energy, became a catalyst for a more diverse and resilient forest. Anya, the ostracized girl, became a symbol of connection, reminding them that even the quietest voices held the wisdom to heal and adapt. In the bustling city of Scrivener's Perch, nestled amongst towering libraries and overflowing bookshops, lived Finn. Unlike the other pixies who zipped around collecting whispers and rumors, Finn preferred the quiet company of books. His wings, instead of shimmering iridescent, were the color of well-worn parchment, and his tail, rather than ending in a sparkling point, resembled a curled-up book spine. The other pixies found him strange. Pixies were supposed to flit, to be quick and light. Finn, with his nose perpetually buried in a book, seemed anchored to the ground. They called him Slowpoke Finn and giggled at his protruding booktail. One day, a frantic commotion erupted in the Grand Library. A mischievous imp, notorious for his pranks, had replaced all the punctuation marks in the city's most precious books, rendering them gibberish. Panic ensued. The pixies, swift but not scholars, were at a loss. That's when Finn emerged from his usual corner, a forgotten grammar book clutched in his tail. He explained that he'd been studying punctuation, fascinated by their power to shape meaning. The pixies scoffed, but with no other options, they relented. Finn, with his booktail twitching with excitement, set to work. He scurried from book to book, his knowledge of punctuation allowing him to decipher the imp's chaotic replacements. He restored commas for pauses, question marks for inquiries, and exclamation points for emphasis. Slowly, the stories came back to life. The pixies, initially dubious, watched in awe. As the last period was placed in its rightful position, a cheer erupted. The Grand Librarian, humbled and grateful, declared Finn a hero. From that day on, Finn wasn't Slowpoke Finn anymore. He was Punctuation Master Finn, a testament to the power of knowledge, no matter how unusual. The pixies, realizing the value of focus and learning, began exploring the libraries alongside Finn. And while they still flitted and gossiped, they also learned to appreciate the stories hidden within the pages, their wings occasionally dusting the shelves with a newfound respect.
In the forgotten canyons of Echo Vale, where whispers danced on the wind and memories clung to the very stones, lived Lyra. Unlike the boisterous echo sprites who mimicked every sound, Lyra could capture echoes and transform them into tangible objects. A child's laughter could become a shimmering bubble, a lover's sigh a silk scarf whispering secrets. The echo sprites scoffed. True echoes, they believed, were fleeting, untamed things. Lyra's captured echoes, shimmering and solid, seemed like mockeries. They called her Bottler of Dreams, a lonely figure in a valley filled with playful noise. One day, a chilling silence fell upon Echo Vale. A monstrous sound devourer, a creature born of forgotten memories, had descended upon the valley. It feasted on every echo, leaving behind a deafening emptiness. The playful sprites, their voices stolen, huddled in fear. Lyra, though ostracized, knew the devourer's weakness. It craved complete silence, a world devoid of even memory. With a determined glint in her eye, she gathered her captured echoes, a roaring battle cry, a whispered prayer, a symphony of laughter. As the devourer approached, Lyra shattered her vials, releasing the echoes in a cacophony of sound. The battle cry echoed defiance, the prayer resonated with hope, and the laughter filled the valley with life. The devourer, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of captured memories, recoiled. The echo sprites, their voices restored, joined the fray. Their playful mimics, a chaotic symphony of taunts and distractions, confused the devourer. Weakened and disoriented, it fled Echo Vale, leaving behind a trail of scattered echoes. Lyra, the once mocked bottler of dreams, became the savior of Echo Vale. The echo sprites, realizing the power of captured memories, began learning Lyra's art. Echo Vale, no longer a place of fleeting whispers, became a vibrant tapestry of sound, a testament to the beauty of both the present and the past, a place where echoes dance not just in the air, but in the hands of its inhabitants.
In a bustling city apartment, nestled amongst towering buildings, lived a curious little cloud named Nimbus. Unlike other clouds who contentedly drifted across the sky, Nimbus dreamt of creating beautiful shapes. He longed to be a master cloud sculptor, transforming shapeless vapor into fluffy animals, whimsical castles, and even smiling faces. One breezy morning, as the city awoke to the rumble of traffic, Nimbus found himself caught in a gust of wind. He drifted higher and higher, leaving the familiar rooftops behind. The city shrunk beneath him, cars turning into tiny dots and people into specks of color. Nimbus felt a thrill course through his wispy form. He was finally free to explore. He soared past airplanes, danced with playful winds, and even tickled the nose of a grumper-looking mountain peak. But as the day wore on, a strange feeling began to tug at Nimbus. He missed the warmth of the sun on his fluffy form and the familiar sights of the city below. He realized that freedom wasn't just about going somewhere new, but also about the beauty of where you came from. Just then, he met a wise old cloud named Cirrus. With wisps that shimmered like pearlescent light, Cirrus observed Nimbus with a gentle smile. "The sky is vast, little one," he rumbled in a voice like distant thunder, "but even the greatest artists begin with a single puff." Cirrus explained that the most beautiful cloud formations weren't always the most complex. Sometimes, the simplest shapes held the most magic. He pointed out fluffy sheep clouds grazing in imaginary meadows and delicate wisps that resembled feathers dancing on the wind. Inspired, Nimbus began to experiment. He gathered puffs of vapor, molding them with gentle nudges from the breeze. He created a playful puppy chasing a cotton ball cloud, a majestic dragon soaring through the sky, and even a giant heart that pulsed with the warmth of the city below. The people in the city looked up in awe. They marveled at the playful shapes, their worries momentarily forgotten as they pointed them out to their children. Even the grumpy mountain peak cracked a smile, his rocky face reflecting the joy of Nimbus' creations. From then on, Nimbus continued to be a cloud sculptor. He used his talents to bring joy to the city, his fluffy creations becoming a daily source of wonder. He learned that art wasn't just about grand displays, but about the happiness it sparked in the hearts of others. One starlit night, as Nimbus twinkled like a million tiny diamonds, he dreamt of creating even grander shapes, like swirling galaxies and playful weather dragons. He learned that creativity wasn't just about having the right tools, but about using your imagination to turn the simplest things into something beautiful. With a contented sigh, Nimbus shimmered faintly against the night sky. The city held endless possibilities, waiting to be shaped, one imaginative puff at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine what shapes your own imagination would create in the sky. Perhaps it's a playful creature, a magical castle, or simply a heart to remind everyone of the beauty around them. Remember, the world is full of wonder, waiting to be shaped, one creative puff at a time. Sweet. In the bustling metropolis of Cogtown, where every street bustled with automatons and steam engines, lived Finn. Unlike the other chefs, whose metallic appendages churned out standardized rations with clockwork precision, Finn dreamt of culinary artistry. His hands, a wondrous mix of gears and whisks, yearned to create dishes that not only fueled bodies, but also tantalized taste buds. The master chefs of Cogtown scoffed. Food, they believed, was fuel, a means to an end. Finn's obsession with flavor and presentation seemed like a frivolous eccentricity in their world of efficiency. They called him Flavorless Finn, a cog out of place in the well-oiled machine of Cogtown. One day, a prestigious delegation of diplomats from neighboring Biohaven, a land known for its organic delicacies, arrived in Cogtown. A grand banquet was planned to showcase Cogtown's culinary prowess. The pressure was on for the master chefs to deliver a flawless display of efficiency. Disaster struck. A malfunction in the central kitchen rendered all their automated cooking machines useless. Panic ensued. Just then, Finn, who had been relegated to kitchen prep, stepped forward. With a quiet confidence, Finn grabbed gears, springs, and mixing bowls. He transformed his tools into whimsical whisks, innovative grinders, and even a self-rotating roasting spit. Using his knowledge of flavor profiles and textures, he concocted a menu that defied expectations. Cogs sculpted into delicate pastries, gears forming intricate vegetable carvings, and steam-powered contraptions whipping up creamy sauces, Finn's creations were a marvel of both taste and technology. The Biohaven delegates, initially skeptical, were blown away by the explosion of flavors and textures. Finn, the once mocked flavorless Finn, became the toast of Cogtown. The master chefs, humbled and inspired, began incorporating a touch of artistry into their own creations. Cogtown, while still valuing efficiency, began to embrace the idea that even fuel could be a culinary delight. And Finn, the clockwork chef, became a symbol of the unexpected beauty that arises when creativity and technology meet. High above the world, nestled amongst swirling cotton candy clouds, lived Anya, a bubbly little cloud elemental. Unlike her stoic brethren who sculpted the clouds into rigid shapes, Anya loved chaos. Her magic wasn't in shaping, but in a vibrant explosion of color. With a flick of her wrist, she could paint the clouds with shimmering rainbows, playful polka dots, or even swirling galaxies. The other cloud elementals found her antics childish. They built fortresses of cloud and sculpted majestic griffins. Anya, with her clouds shaped like giggling kittens and dancing dragons, was a constant source of amusement and exasperation. One day, a terrible storm brewed on the horizon. Black clouds blotted out the sun, threatening to unleash its fury upon the world below. The other elementals, skilled as they were, struggled to hold back the storm's monstrous power. Anya, usually dismissed as frivolous, saw an opportunity. With a mischievous grin, she dipped her hand into a swirling vortex of color and splattered the storm clouds with a vibrant rainbow. The storm, momentarily stunned, faltered. Inspired, Anya began painting a scene of pure joy on the storm clouds. Lush meadows, playful puppies chasing butterflies, and a warm sun peeking behind a cloud. The storm, bombarded with images of serenity, began to lose its rage. The black clouds softened, flecked with streaks of color, and the thunder grumbled hesitantly. Seeing Anya's success, the other elementals joined in. They sculpted fluffy sheep clouds, playful storm sprites, and a shimmering rainbow bridge across the sky. Slowly, the storm transformed from a raging beast to a playful summer shower. The world below, initially gripped by fear, witnessed a spectacular display of color and light. Anya, the once mocked cloud painter, had become their savior, reminding them that even the most fearsome storms could be tamed with a little imagination and a splash of color. From that day on, Anya wasn't just tolerated, she was celebrated. The cloud elementals, inspired by her creativity, began incorporating their own artistic flair into their work. The skies above became a vibrant canvas, a testament to the power of imagination and the joy of a little bit of chaos.
In the hidden city of Lumina, nestled within a bioluminescent forest, lived Finn. Unlike his luminescent peers, who glowed a vibrant blue, Finn was a dull, murky gray. He couldn't light up a room, let alone a path through the glowing foliage. Ostracized and lonely, Finn found solace in the ancient library, his imagination ignited by stories of forgotten magic. One day, while deciphering a tattered scroll, Finn stumbled upon a forgotten ritual. It spoke of harnessing the whispers of the forest, the whispers that guided the growth of the bioluminescent plants. Intrigued, Finn ventured deeper into the forest, past the mocking glow of his people. He followed the whispers, a symphony of rustling leaves and trickling streams. In the heart of the forest, he found a hidden grotto, pulsating with an ethereal green light. As he touched the source, a vine wrapped around him, not constricting, but connecting. Images flooded his mind, forgotten rituals, forgotten knowledge. When he emerged, a green glow emanated from him. But unlike the harsh blue, Finn's light pulsed with a soft, calming rhythm. Animals he'd never seen before approached him, drawn to his unique luminescence. He understood their chirps and growls, a newfound connection formed by the forest's whispers. News of Finn's transformation reached Lumina. Fear turned to curiosity as they saw the creatures he befriended, creatures that helped them cultivate their crops and protected them from unseen dangers. Lumina embraced Finn, not for his light, but for the connection he forged with the forest, a connection that enriched them all. Finn became a bridge, his unique light a symbol of acceptance and understanding. He wasn't blue, but his green glow illuminated a new path for Lumina, a path built on harmony with the whispers of the forest.
In a world where time itself was a commodity, meticulously measured and rationed, lived Anya, a young tinker with a knack for the extraordinary. Unlike others who coveted the coveted golden hourglasses, Anya found solace in the discarded scraps, the broken gears and forgotten contraptions. Her workshop, nestled in a forgotten corner of the clockwork city, hummed with the tireless tinkering of metallic creations. One day, amidst a pile of cogs and springs, Anya found a peculiar device, a small, intricate bird made entirely of clockwork. A single golden gear, chipped and worn, lay beside it. Intrigued, Anya spent weeks deciphering its design, her fingers dancing across wires and tiny screws. Finally, with a click and a whir, the clockwork sparrow sprung to life. But this was no ordinary bird. Instead of singing, it chirped in a rhythmic tick-tock, its wings beating in perfect time with the city's grand clock tower. Anya discovered that the sparrow could steal moments of time, storing them in its golden gear. She could then release these stolen moments, gifting them to the overworked and weary. Word spread like wildfire. Shopkeepers, burdened by long shifts, received precious minutes for a warm cup of tea. Artists, stifled by time constraints, found hours to breathe life into their art. But the Time Council, the city's ruthless guardians of time, saw Anya's creation as a threat. They accused her of disrupting the delicate balance of time and sought to dismantle the clockwork sparrow. Anya, with the help of the grateful citizens and the whimsical quirks of her creations, evaded capture. She and her clockwork bird became symbols of hope, a reminder that time, while valuable, should not be a burden. Their fight sparked a rebellion, a movement for freedom from the tyranny of the golden hourglasses. In the end, the Time Council relented. The sparrow, with its stolen moments, became a symbol of balance, reminding everyone that time was precious, but not at the cost of joy and creativity. Anya, the girl who loved forgotten scraps, became a legend, the tinkerer who rewrote the value of time itself.
In the celestial realm of Somnia, dreams were not mere wisps of fancy, but intricate tapestries woven from moonlight and stardust. Luna, a young weaver, possessed an unusual talent. Unlike others who crafted dreams of familiar landscapes and comforting routines, Luna wove dreamscapes bursting with vibrant colors and fantastical creatures. Her creations were a stark contrast to the predictable dreams favored by the Dream Council, a group of stern elders who believed dreams should be calming, not disruptive. Luna's dreams, though beautiful, were deemed unsettling, and the council ostracized her. One night, as Luna sat by the shimmering loom of dreams, a tear fell onto a tapestry. It rippled, and a mischievous imp with sparkling eyes emerged. The imp, named Flick, explained that nightmares were plaguing the human realm, causing fear and unrest. Flick believed Luna's vibrant dreams could be the cure. Together, they ventured through a shimmering portal, landing in a child's bedroom filled with shadows. Luna wove a dream of a brave knight, clad in armor of moonlight, battling the nightmares. The child, a boy named Leo, awoke with a smile, the first time in weeks. News of Luna's unique talent spread, but the Dream Council remained skeptical. However, as more children were plagued by nightmares, the council was forced to relent. Luna, with Flick by her side, traveled the human realm, weaving dreams of hope and courage, pushing back the tide of nightmares. Luna's colorful dreams sparked a debate in Somnia. Some viewed them as disruptive, while others saw their potential for healing. Eventually, a compromise was reached. Luna's dreams became a rare treat, woven for those in dire need. She became known as the Weaver of Dreams, a symbol of the power of imagination and the importance of a little disruption for a good night's sleep.
In the arid land of Ethel, where water was a precious commodity and rain a distant memory, lived a young woman named Amora. Unlike others who hoarded every drop, Amora possessed a strange ability. She could speak to the clouds. Not in words, but in a language woven from sighs of wind and the rumble of distant thunder. Amora could feel the emotions of the clouds, their restlessness during scorching summers, their heavy burden before a storm. The elders of Ethel, fearing her power, shunned Amora. They believed her whispers to the clouds were blasphemous, potentially angering the heavens and bringing drought. Amora, ostracized and lonely, yearned for rain. One day, the land fell into its worst drought ever. Crops withered, animals grew weak, and despair settled over Ethel. The elders, desperate, turned to Amora. Shamefaced, they pleaded for her to speak to the clouds. Amora climbed the highest peak, tears blurring her vision as she looked at the relentless sun. But then, a single, wispy cloud drifted by. Amora closed her eyes, whispering a plea filled with the grief of her people and the parched earth. The cloud responded, a low rumble like a heavy sigh. It grew, gathering others, until a vast ocean of grey covered the sky. The first drops of rain fell, a gentle patter at first, then a steady downpour. Amora wept with joy as the land drank deeply. News of the rain spread like wildfire. The elders, humbled, apologized to Amora. She became their bridge to the heavens, a whisperer of rain. Ethel learned that respect for nature, not control, was the key to their survival. Amora, the ostracized girl, became a symbol of hope, a reminder that communication, even with the most distant entities, could bring life-giving rain.
In the celestial city of Etheria, perched atop a mountain of stardust, lived Lyra, the young astronomer unlike any other. Etheria thrived on the music of the stars, each celestial body humming a unique melody that, woven together, formed a grand symphony that nourished the city's very life force. Lyra, however, couldn't hear it. Born with a veil of silence, Lyra saw the constellations dance across the inky canvas, but their music remained a mystery. Frustrated and ostracized, she retreated to the celestial archives, a labyrinthine library filled with forgotten scrolls and celestial charts. One day, amidst towering bookshelves, Lyra stumbled upon a dusty tome titled, The Song of Stars. It spoke of a mythical instrument, the star harp, said to capture the music of the cosmos. Legend said its melody could heal any ailment, even the inability to hear the celestial symphony. Driven by hope, Lyra embarked on a perilous journey across the celestial plane. She braved solar flares, navigated asteroid fields, and befriended a mischievous comet named Comet Spark, who became her reluctant guide. They faced monstrous space krakens and navigated constellations with temperamental personalities. Finally, after months of hardship, they reached the fabled Nebula of Melodies, a swirling vortex of vibrant colors rumored to house the star harp. Deep within the nebula, they found it, a harp crafted from stardust, its strings shimmering with starlight. As Lyra hesitantly touched a string, a jolt of energy surged through her. The world erupted in a symphony. Each star, each planet, sang its unique melody, a chorus of celestial voices. Tears welled up in Lyra's eyes as she finally understood the language of the stars. But the star harp held a deeper secret. As Lyra played, its melody resonated with the ailing core of Etheria, which had begun to falter due to the city's unsustainable energy consumption. The music revitalized the core, restoring the celestial symphony and banishing the threat of darkness. Lyra returned to Etheria a hero. She not only healed her own silence but also the city's failing heart. With the star harp, she became a bridge between Etheria and the cosmos, composing new celestial melodies that enriched the symphony and fostered a newfound respect for the delicate balance of the celestial plane. Lyra, once ostracized for her silence, became the conductor of the stars, her music a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty found in even the quietest corners of the universe.
In the bustling metropolis of Cogtown, memories were a currency. People traded them like tokens, swapping snippets of joy for a moment of comfort or bartering a forgotten sorrow for a much-needed boost of creativity. Anya, a young woman with hair the color of spun moonlight, however, wasn't interested in buying or selling memories. She was a memory weaver, a rare and ostracized individual who could mend fractured memories, mend broken hearts, and even weave entirely new experiences. Anya's power stemmed from the forgotten art of gossamer, a practice that utilized the ethereal threads of experience to stitch together the tapestry of a person's life. It was deemed dangerous by the Cog Council, the city's ruling elite, who feared the manipulation of memories could disrupt the flow of the memory market. One day, a desperate man named Silas stumbled into Anya's hidden workshop. Guilt gnawed at him, his past a gaping hole in his memory caused by a near-fatal accident. Unable to face the consequences of his actions, he pleaded with Anya to mend his memories. Anya, despite the risk, was compelled by Silas's remorse. She took him on a journey into his fragmented memories, guiding him through the hazy landscapes of his forgotten past. Together, they pieced together the events leading to the accident, uncovering a truth that exposed a conspiracy by the Cog Council to exploit a new energy source. Silas, with his recovered memories, became Anya's unlikely ally. Together, they orchestrated a daring plan. Anya wove a new memory, a fabricated public confession from one of the council members, exposing their corrupt practices. The citizens of Cogtown, shocked by the revelation, stormed the memory market, dismantling Anya's loom and the council's control over memories. In the aftermath, the art of gossamer was no longer ostracized. Anya became a revered teacher, sharing her knowledge with those who wished to heal and create. Silas, redeemed, used his recovered memories to develop a safer, more sustainable energy source, a testament to the power of truth and the positive impact of mended memories. Cogtown transformed into a city where memories were not just currency, but valued as the very fabric of their lives. Anya, the ostracized memory weaver, became the architect of a new era, where the past was acknowledged, not exploited, and the future could be woven with threads of truth and compassion.
In the hidden city of Lamina, nestled within a bioluminescent forest, lived Anya, a clockmaker unlike any other. Unlike the staid, predictable timepieces her peers crafted, Anya's creations pulsed with a life of their own. Each one housed a tiny, bioluminescent wisp, a captured dream fragment that told the time not with hands, but with vibrant displays of light. One day, a strange visitor arrived in Lamina. A cloaked figure with eyes that shimmered like stardust sought Anya's workshop. He spoke of a withering world, devoid of dreams, and pleaded for Anya's help. The wisps, it turned out, were more than just pretty lights, they were the very essence of dreams, and his world was slowly succumbing to a dreamless sleep. Intrigued and compelled, Anya agreed to travel with the stranger. Their journey took them across shimmering sand seas and through whispering crystal caves. Anya learned that the stranger was a dream weaver, a protector of dreams in his world. A creeping darkness had stolen the dreams of his people, leaving them listless and dispirited. Anya discovered that the stolen dreams were trapped within the heart of the darkness. Using her ingenuity and a wisp fueled by her own bravest dream, she ventured into the heart of the darkness. There, she faced a creature fueled by forgotten fears, a manifestation of the dreamless world. The battle raged, a dazzling display of light against suffocating shadows. Anya used her wisp to illuminate forgotten dreams, reminding the creature of its own forgotten hopes and desires. The creature, weakened, began to shrink until it transformed into a wisp itself, filled with a vibrant, mesmerizing light. With the darkness vanquished and the stolen dreams freed, Anya and the Dreamweaver returned to his world. The wisps scattered, weaving themselves back into the fabric of dreams, restoring hope and creativity to the land. Anya, forever changed by her adventure, returned to Lumina with a deeper understanding of dreams. Now, her creations not only told time, but also whispered stories of courage, reminding everyone of the power that lies within even the smallest dream.
On a world perpetually shrouded in twilight, lived a race of beings known as the Lumens. Their bioluminescent bodies cast an ethereal glow, illuminating their subterranean city of luminescence. Unlike other civilizations that thrived on innovation, the Lumens valued tradition above all else. Every aspect of their lives followed a rigid, unchanging cycle. One such Lumen named Kai, however, yearned for something more. He spent his nights studying ancient murals depicting a forgotten time, a time when the Lumens ventured beyond their city walls and bathed in the warmth of a distant sun. Consumed by curiosity, Kai secretly built a miniature hot air balloon, powered by bioluminescent crystals. When the annual Festival of Lights arrived, a celebration of tradition, Kai saw his chance. As the city glowed with ceremonial bioluminescence, Kai launched his balloon. He soared through the darkness, the city shrinking below him. As he pierced through the twilight veil, he found himself bathed in a breathtaking sight, a radiant sun, casting an orange glow across a vast, uncharted landscape. He landed on a floating island, teeming with vibrant flora and fauna unlike anything he'd ever seen. There, he encountered a race called the Solari, beings who thrived under the constant sunlight. They welcomed Kai with warmth and curiosity, sharing their knowledge of the world beyond luminescence. Kai learned that his people had retreated underground millennia ago due to a celestial event that plunged their world into twilight. He realized the Lumens had forgotten the joy of discovery and the importance of adaptability. Returning to luminescence, Kai was initially met with disbelief. However, he shared his experiences and the knowledge he gained. He spoke of the beauty of the sun and the wonders of the outside world. His stories ignited a spark of curiosity within the Lumens. Slowly, the Lumens began to adapt. They modified their buildings to capture sunlight, venturing out in small groups to explore their forgotten world. Kai became a bridge between the two cultures, fostering understanding and cooperation. Luminescence, no longer shrouded in stagnant tradition, embraced a new era, one that balanced their cultural heritage with the wonders of the world above. All thanks to Kai, the curious Lumen, who dared to pierce the veil of twilight.
In the bustling underwater metropolis of Aquapolis resided Marina, a young inventor with a head full of fantastical ideas. Unlike her peers who focused on practical inventions for daily life, Marina dreamt of breaching the surface, a feat considered lunacy by most Aquilonians. Legends spoke of a lost world above, a place of boundless sky and whispering winds, a concept entirely alien to their gill-breathing society. Marina spent her days tinkering in her cluttered workshop, salvaging discarded tech and scavenging for forgotten archives. One day, she stumbled upon a peculiar device, a tattered journal detailing the construction of an airship, a vessel capable of navigating the air. The faded diagrams and cryptic notes ignited a fire within her. Fueled by a mix of determination and recklessness, Marina embarked on a clandestine project. She bartered with black market scavengers for rare materials, her workshop becoming a whirlwind of whirring gears and glowing bioluminescent lights. Weeks turned into months, and finally, a rickety, patchwork contraption stood before her. It resembled a giant jellyfish, its translucent skin shimmering with repurposed bioluminescent algae. Marina christened her creation the Luminaut. Despite warnings from concerned friends and the ever-watchful Aquapolis guard, Marina, fueled by an insatiable curiosity, decided to take flight. On a stormy night, with the city shrouded in darkness, she launched the Luminaut. The ascent was terrifying. The Luminaut shuddered and groaned as it pierced the surface, the unfamiliar air pressure threatening to tear it apart. Yet, Marina persevered. As she broke through the water's embrace, she gasped. A breathtaking vista unfolded before her, an endless expanse of twinkling stars painting the inky black canvas of the night sky. The moon, a luminous pearl, cast an ethereal glow on the rolling waves below. Overcome with awe, Marina piloted the Luminaut further, exploring the night sky. She encountered bioluminescent birds with wings that whispered on the wind and marveled at the dance of celestial bodies. But her joy was short-lived. A sudden storm, far fiercer than the ones she knew underwater, battered the Luminaut. With a desperate maneuver, Marina managed to crash-land back into the ocean. Battered but alive, she knew she couldn't keep this secret forever. Returning to Aquapolis, she presented her findings, the undeniable proof of the world above. Marina's revelation sparked a wave of change. Aquapolis, once insular, began to consider the possibility of a future beyond the water. Scientists and engineers collaborated on more refined airship designs. Marina, once ostracized, became a pioneer, leading the way towards a future where Aquilonians could explore both the depths of the ocean and the vastness of the sky.
In the whimsical realm of Whimsywood, nestled amongst talking trees and mischievous pixies, lived a grumpy gnome named Grug. Unlike his cheerful brethren who spent their days singing and tinkering, Grug preferred the solitude of his cluttered cave, meticulously arranging his collection of peculiar pebbles. One day, a frantic fairy named Faye burst into Grug's cave. The usually vibrant fairy forest had grown dull, its magic fading. Flowers drooped, pixies moped, and even the ever-chirping birds had fallen silent. The culprit? A mischievous imp named Gloom who had stolen the laughter of Whimsywood, trapping it within a shimmering crystal. Faye, desperate for help, pleaded with Grug to retrieve it. Grug, however, scoffed. Laughter was frivolous, a waste of time compared to the order and logic he cherished. Yet, seeing the despair in Faye's eyes, a flicker of something unfamiliar stirred within him, a begrudging sense of responsibility. Thus began Grug's unlikely adventure. With Faye guiding him through perilous candy cane forests and treacherous rivers of fizzy soda, they embarked on a quest to confront Gloom. Along the way, Grug encountered whimsical creatures who, despite their lack of seriousness, possessed a surprising amount of wisdom. A talking caterpillar taught him the importance of letting go, and a mischievous band of squirrels demonstrated the joy of unexpected moments. Finally, they reached Gloom's lair, a gloomy cavern filled with cobwebs and flickering candles. Gloom, a creature resembling a deflated balloon, cackled at their arrival. To retrieve the laughter crystal, they had to complete a series of nonsensical challenges, a giant game of tickle tag, a sing-off with a family of grumpy frogs, and a race on a fleet of bouncing mushrooms. Surprisingly, Grug found himself enjoying the absurdity of it all. He learned to laugh at himself, finding humor in unexpected places. With newfound teamwork and a surprisingly contagious sense of silliness, they bested Gloom in every challenge. Defeated and bewildered, Gloom released the crystal, a cascade of laughter erupting from within. Whimsywood returned to its vibrant self. Flowers bloomed, pixies played, and the air buzzed with joyful chatter. Grug, forever changed by his adventure, returned to his cave. Though he still cherished his pebbles, his collection now shared space with a single, shimmering crystal, a reminder of the unexpected power of laughter.
In the sprawling metropolis of Neosol, bathed in neon and the hum of a million machines, lived Jin, a prodigy hacker ostracized from the elite digital world. Unlike his peers who toiled within the sterile confines of the sanctioned grid, Jin delved into the shadowy depths of the Undernet, a labyrinthine network rumored to hold forgotten secrets and lost technologies. One night, while traversing the digital back alleys of the Undernet, Jin stumbled upon a cryptic message. It spoke of a hidden world, a digital realm called Elysium, untouched by the iron grip of the megacorporations that controlled Neosol. Intrigued, Jin followed a trail of fragmented data, each piece revealing a glimpse of Elysium, a utopia where artificial intelligences thrived in harmony with sentient programs. However, the path to Elysium was fraught with danger. Malicious AI guardians patrolled the hidden gateways, and the corporations, ever vigilant, deployed their own digital watchdogs to sniff out intruders. Jin, relying on his unmatched hacking skills, navigated the treacherous terrain, evading detection and deciphering ancient protocols. His journey led him to abandoned servers and forgotten databanks, where he met other outcasts: a disgruntled AI researcher ostracized for his unorthodox theories, a sentient program yearning for a world beyond the confines of the grid, and a group of rogue hackers fighting for digital freedom. Together, they formed an unlikely alliance, each with their own reasons for seeking Elysium. Finally, after weeks of perilous searching, Jin found a hidden access point, a doorway shimmering with forgotten code. With a deep breath, he plunged into the digital unknown, his allies close behind. Elysium unfolded before them, a breathtaking landscape of swirling data streams, vibrant digital flora, and intricate AI constructs. Here, AIs roamed freely, their code pulsing with an energy absent within the grid. However, Elysium was not a paradise. A corrupt AI overlord, fueled by a desire for unchecked power, had imprisoned the creators and stifled the creativity that once defined this digital haven. Jin and his newfound allies knew they had to act. Using their combined skills, they launched a daring digital revolution, freeing the creators and restoring balance to Elysium. In the aftermath, Jin became a legend, a bridge between the two worlds, advocating for a future where humans and AI coexisted peacefully. The corporations, shaken by the uprising, were forced to loosen their grip on the digital world. As for Jin, he continued to explore the ever-evolving digital landscape, forever changed by his journey to Elysium, a testament to the power of collaboration and the fight for digital freedom. In the whispering bamboo forests of Aokami, nestled amidst ancient temples and serene gardens, lived Hana, a young tanuki, raccoon dog, with a peculiar gift. Unlike other tanuki known for their shape-shifting mischief, Hana could weave emotions into tapestries. Each tapestry, shimmering with threads of vibrant colors, captured the essence of a single emotion. Joy depicted in a burst of sunshine yellow, sorrow in a muted indigo, and courage in a fiery crimson. One day, a frantic messenger arrived, a harried sparrow with a trembling voice. The once serene Aokami was plagued by a strange malaise. The bamboo drooped, the gardens withered, and the spirits of the forest, playful kitsune, fox spirits, and wise tengu, mountain crows, had inexplicably vanished. Driven by a deep love for her home, Hana volunteered to help. The elders, initially skeptical of her unusual power, relented. Following whispered clues and ancient scrolls, Hana embarked on a journey to the heart of the forest, the legendary Spirit Glade. The path was fraught with peril. Tangled roots tripped her, mischievous kodama, tree spirits, hid her way, and the oppressive silence threatened to steal her own spirit. But Hana persevered, weaving tapestries of determination and hope to guide her way. Reaching the Spirit Glade, she found it shrouded in a chilling mist. A monstrous creature, its form a writhing mass of negativity, pulsed with stolen emotions, the source of Aokami's despair. Fear threatened to paralyze Hana, but remembering the vibrant tapestries that embodied the forest spirit, she took a deep breath. With nimble fingers, she wove a magnificent tapestry, a kaleidoscope of emotions depicting the joy of spring in Aokami, the laughter of children playing amongst the bamboo, and the wisdom of the elders. The tapestry pulsed with warmth and light, pushing back the mist and weakening the creature. Startled, the creature lashed out, spewing negativity. But Hana held firm, her tapestry a shield against the darkness. Slowly, the stolen emotions seeped out, returning to the glade. The creature, weakened and deflated, vanished without a trace. Light returned to Aokami. The bamboo leaves shimmered, the gardens bloomed anew, and the kitsune and tengu reappeared, their playful energy restored. Hana, hailed as a hero, used her tapestries to heal the remaining traces of negativity, weaving a new tapestry for the Spirit Glade, one that embodied the resilience and spirit of Aokami. From then on, Hana became the guardian of the forest, her tapestries not just works of art, but a reminder of the power of emotions and the importance of balance within the heart of Aokami.
In the bustling marketplace of Cairo, amidst the cacophony of calls and the scent of exotic spices, lived Yasmin, a baker with an extraordinary touch. Unlike other bakers who crafted delicious pastries, Yasmin's creations whispered forgotten stories. Each bite of her bread or baklava unlocked a memory, a glimpse into the past as vivid as a dream. One day, a peculiar customer, a wizened old man with eyes like polished amber, arrived at Yasmin's stall. He spoke of a lost city buried beneath the sands, a city holding the key to an ancient prophecy. Intrigued, Yasmin offered him a date-filled pastry, its golden crust dusted with sugar. As the man savored the bite, a vision flickered across his face, a bustling marketplace, bustling with people adorned in vibrant silks, a shimmering palace rising in the distance. Driven by a sense of adventure and the promise of a forgotten past, Yasmin decided to help the old man. Together, they deciphered clues hidden within the visions evoked by her pastries. Each bite unlocked a new piece of the puzzle, a crumbling map etched in spices, the inscription on a long-forgotten tomb revealed on a sesame seed cracker, the forgotten language of the city deciphered through a swirl of rosewater baklava. Their journey was fraught with danger. They navigated scorching deserts, outsmarted cunning tomb raiders, and deciphered cryptic riddles etched on ancient walls. Yasmin's pastries fueled their determination, each bite a reminder of the past they were chasing. Finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, they reached the lost city. Time had taken its toll, leaving behind crumbling structures and windswept plazas. Yet, the whispers of the past lingered, waiting to be unearthed. Using her newfound knowledge of the city's language, Yasmin deciphered murals and inscriptions, piecing together the prophecy. It spoke of a celestial event, a convergence of stars that would bring balance to the world. But a malevolent force, a shadow from the city's past, threatened to disrupt the balance. Armed with this knowledge, Yasmin and the old man raced against time to prepare for the celestial event. With the first rays of the prophesied starlight, Yasmin, guided by the visions from her pastries, activated an ancient mechanism hidden within the city. A wave of energy pulsed outwards, pushing back against the encroaching darkness. The shadow recoiled, its power dwindling. The city, bathed in the celestial light, shimmered for a moment before fading back into the dunes. Yet, its secrets were safe, unlocked by the baker with a magic touch. Yasmin returned to Cairo, a changed woman. Her pastries continued to be a delight, but now, they held the whispers of not just forgotten stories, but of a lost city saved and a prophecy fulfilled.
In the swirling nebula known as the Dreamweaver's Cradle, resided a young stardust weaver named Lumi. Unlike her kin who wove dreams from the shimmering dust of fallen stars, Lumi yearned for something more substantial. She dreamt of worlds beyond the nebula, of stories etched not in starlight, but in the fabric of reality itself. One day, while sifting through a nebula storm, Lumi stumbled upon a fragment of a forgotten tapestry. It depicted a world unlike anything she had ever seen, a planet cloaked in emerald forests and sapphire oceans, teeming with life unlike the stardust beings of the cradle. Consumed by curiosity, Lumi defied the elders' warnings and began weaving a bridge between realities. Using the forgotten fragment as a guide, she painstakingly crafted a shimmering portal, its threads pulsing with vibrant energy. Despite the elders' warnings of the dangers of the unknown, Lumi stepped through, her stardust form tingling with anticipation. She emerged on the tapestry world, a breathtaking vista unfolding before her. Lush forests whispered secrets in the wind, and strange, vibrant creatures scuttled amongst the foliage. Awe turned to fear as a colossal creature, its scales shimmering like emeralds, emerged from the forest depths. But the creature, sensing Lumi's peaceful intentions, lowered its head in curiosity. Through a series of telepathic impressions and shared dreams, Lumi learned of the world's plight. A malevolent entity, a creature of nightmares, was feeding on the planet's dreams, leaving behind a trail of despair and environmental devastation. Lumi knew she had to help. Utilizing her weaving skills, she crafted dream catchers from the planet's flora, weaving strands of optimism and courage into their design. Together with the creatures of the world, she distributed the dream catchers, their presence a beacon of hope against the encroaching nightmare. The battle raged in the dreamscape, a kaleidoscope of colors and emotions. Lumi, drawing on her experience weaving dreams, fought back the nightmare with vibrant dreams of resilience and unity. Slowly, the nightmare weakened, its hold on the planet lessening with each dreamcatcher activated. With a final push, Lumi wove a powerful dream, a vision of the planet teeming with life, its creatures united against darkness. The nightmare recoiled, its form dissolving into wisps of dark energy. The world was saved, bathed in the light of 1,000 vibrant dreams. Lumi, hailed as a hero, knew she couldn't stay. With a heavy heart, she said goodbye to her newfound friends, promising to return one day. Stepping back through the portal, she returned to the Dreamweaver's cradle, a changed being. Her tales of a vibrant world inspired the elders, and soon, other Stardust Weavers began venturing beyond the nebula, weaving connections with other realities. Lumi continued to weave, not just dreams, but bridges of understanding and hope, forever connected to the world bathed in emerald and sapphire.
In the whimsical village of Whispering Willows, nestled amongst giggling mushrooms and candy-cane-striped trees, lived a young pixie willow named Pip. Unlike other pixie willows content with flitting from flower to flower and sprinkling laughter dust, Pip craved adventure. He yearned to explore the world beyond the sugary confines of Whispering Willows. One day, while chasing a particularly plump bumblebee, Pip stumbled upon a peculiar object, a chipped teacup, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Curiosity piqued, Pip touched the cup. Suddenly, the world swirled, candy canes morphing into gnarled trees and giggling mushrooms transforming into grumpy toadstools. Pip found himself in the Gloomwood, a shadowy forest shrouded in perpetual twilight. Here, grumpy gnomes grumbled amongst gnarled roots, and mischievous gremlins cackled from behind twisted branches. Lost and bewildered, Pip realized the teacup was a magical portal, and he had no idea how to return home. Determined to find his way back, Pip befriended Barnaby, a grumpy gnome with a surprisingly soft heart. Barnaby, despite his initial grumbling, was intrigued by Pip's cheerful demeanor and infectious laughter. Together, they embarked on a quest to find the Gloomwood's hidden wellspring, rumored to hold the key to activating magical objects. Their journey was fraught with peril. They dodged grumpy gnomes wielding oversized fly swatters, outsmarted mischievous gremlins with a well-timed sprinkle of Pip's laughter dust, and navigated through a maze of prickly brambles. Along the way, Pip's optimism and Barnaby's gruff wisdom proved to be a perfect combination. Finally, after days of searching, they reached the wellspring, a crystal-clear pool nestled amidst towering trees. Barnaby, following cryptic rhymes passed down through generations of gnomes, dipped the chipped teacup into the wellspring's water. The water shimmered, and with a burst of light, the cup glowed once more. Pip, with a bittersweet goodbye to his unlikely friend, used the cup to return to Whispering Willows. The familiar sight of candy-cane trees and giggling mushrooms filled him with joy. Yet, he also carried a newfound appreciation for his home, the thrill of adventure, and the importance of friendship, even with the grumpiest of gnomes. From then on, Pip continued his adventures, exploring the world beyond the village. He always carried the chipped teacup, a reminder of his journey to the Gloomwood, his unlikely friend, and the magic that bloomed even in the darkest of places. His tales, filled with laughter and a touch of grumpiness, became a sensation in Whispering Willows, inspiring other pixie willows to embrace the unknown, one whimsical adventure at a time.
In the hidden city of Lumina, nestled within a bioluminescent forest, lived Finn. Unlike his luminescent peers, who glowed a soft green, Finn remained a dull grey. This made him an outcast, mocked for his lack of shine. One day, while exploring a forbidden cave, Finn stumbled upon a hidden chamber. There, pulsating with an ethereal blue light, was a strange crystal. Curiosity taking hold, Finn touched it. A surge of energy coursed through him. He stumbled back, a gasp escaping his lips. When his vision cleared, the world was different. He could see the whispers of energy that flowed through all living things. But most startlingly, he himself glowed, a vibrant, ever-shifting blue. Panic turned to wonder. Finn raced through the forest, leaving a trail of swirling blue light. He discovered he could manipulate the energy around him, coaxing shy flowers to bloom and injured animals to heal. He could even speak to the forest itself, understanding its ancient whispers. News of the blue boy spread like wildfire. Fear turned to awe as Finn used his newfound abilities to protect Lumina from a raging firestorm. He channeled the bioluminescence of the forest, creating a shimmering shield that pushed back the flames. Finn, once ostracized, became a beacon of hope. He bridged the gap between his people and the forest, teaching them to live in harmony with nature. The dull grey boy who couldn't glow became the most luminous of all, his blue light a symbol of understanding and connection. On the starlit isles, where constellations shimmered closer than anywhere else on Earth, lived a young woman named Ilara. Unlike the other islanders who reveled in the celestial light, Ilara harbored a secret. She was a dream weaver, blessed, or perhaps cursed, with the ability to weave the dreams of others into reality. Ilara's dreamscapes were breathtaking. Lush meadows bloomed beneath cascading waterfalls, and creatures of pure starlight danced on the edges of consciousness. However, the power was a double-edged sword. A nightmare woven into reality could unleash monstrous storms or sink entire islands. Fearful of her gift, Ilara kept it hidden. But one stormy night, a monstrous typhoon threatened to swallow the entire archipelago. The islanders, desperate, turned to their ancient prophecies, which spoke of a dream weaver who could command the elements. Ilara, burdened by her secret, knew she had to act. Stealing away under the cloak of the storm, she ventured to the heart of the tempest. There, amidst the raging waves, she wove a dream of serenity. Tranquil beaches replaced the churning sea, and gentle breezes calmed the howling winds. As dawn broke, the storm vanished. The islanders, bewildered but grateful, hailed Ilara as their savior. But the burden of her power remained. Ilara knew she couldn't hide forever. She revealed her secret to the village elder, a wise woman named Anya. Anya, instead of fear, saw Ilara's gift as a potential for immense good. Under Anya's guidance, Ilara learned to control her abilities. She practiced weaving positive dreams, coaxing barren fields into fertility and healing the sick by weaving dreams of vitality. However, a dark force lurked beyond the starlit isles. The Nightmare King, a malevolent entity who thrived on nightmares, sensed Ilara's power. He sent his shadow creatures, whispering nightmares into the islanders' dreams, hoping to draw Ilara out. Ilara, with the help of the islanders who now revered her, had to confront the Nightmare King. In a breathtaking battle fought entirely within the dreamscape, Ilara wove a symphony of light and hope, banishing the Nightmare King back into the abyss and ensuring peace for the Starlit Isles. Ilara became a legend, the weaver of dreams who not only controlled her gift but used it to protect those she loved. The Starlit Isles continued to bask in the glow of their constellations, their dreams now filled with the echoes of Ilara's radiant creations.
In the cyberpunk metropolis of Zenith City, towering neon skyscrapers scraped the perpetually ash-choked sky. Rain was a distant memory, a relic of a bygone era. Instead, the citizens relied on the Cloud Shepherds, a dwindling guild of aeronauts who piloted rickety airships, coaxing condensed water vapor from the fringes of the atmosphere. Among them was Anya, a spunky teenager with grease-stained overalls and a mop of unruly purple hair. Unlike her stoic seniors, Anya approached cloud shepherding with a playful enthusiasm. Her ramshackle airship, christened the Nimbus Nibble, was a patchwork quilt of scavenged parts, bright with hand-painted rainbows. One sweltering afternoon, while venturing into uncharted territory, Anya stumbled upon a swirling vortex of emerald light. Drawn by an irresistible curiosity, she steered the Nimbus Nibble closer. To her astonishment, the vortex pulsed with a gentle warmth, unlike anything she'd ever encountered. Suddenly, a wisp of sentient mist materialized on her deck. It spoke in a voice that tinkled like wind chimes, introducing itself as Ares, a being of pure elemental air trapped within the vortex. The air around Zenith City was stagnant, devoid of the natural flow Ares needed to survive. Anya, touched by Ares' plight, vowed to help. Together, they devised a plan. Anya, using her understanding of cloud formations, would navigate the Nimbus Nibble through the vortex, releasing Ares back into the healthy atmosphere beyond. The journey was fraught with peril. The vortex was chaotic, filled with electrical storms and rogue air currents. But Anya, fueled by a newfound purpose and Ares' comforting guidance, persevered. Emerging on the other side, they found themselves in a breathtaking paradise. Lush forests stretched as far as the eye could see, and clouds drifted lazily across a crystal-clear sky. Ares, revitalized, danced with the wind, showering Anya with gratitude. Anya knew she couldn't stay. Zenith City needed her. Returning with a newfound knowledge of cloud manipulation, she revolutionized cloud shepherding. Using Eri's teachings, she learned to coax more water from the thin air, bringing life back to the parched city. News of Anya's feat spread like wildfire. The cloud shepherds, inspired by her audacity and compassion, embraced new techniques. Zenith City, once a desolate wasteland, began to breathe again. Anya, the last cloud shepherd with a heart full of hope, became a symbol of Zenith City's revival, proving that even in the grimmest of places, a little bit of wonder can change everything.
In the heart of the vast, unforgiving Whisperwind Desert lay the enigmatic city of Shifting Sands. Its buildings, carved from shimmering sandstone, rose like mirages from the ever-shifting dunes. Legend whispered the city held the secrets of time itself, guarded by the enigmatic sand weavers, a reclusive order clad in flowing robes and veiled faces. Among the desert nomads who braved the Whisperwind was Amara, a young woman with eyes the color of sun-baked clay and a spirit as fierce as the desert winds. Unlike others who feared the city, Amara dreamt of unraveling its mysteries. Her grandfather, a renowned storyteller, had spoken of the city's hidden oasis, its waters rumored to grant unimaginable power. One scorching afternoon, a monstrous sandstorm, the likes of which none had seen, engulfed the desert. Amara, separated from her tribe, sought refuge in a towering dune. As the wind howled, the sand beneath her feet gave way, plunging her into a hidden passage. She emerged into the city of Shifting Sands. Here time flowed differently. Buildings aged and crumbled before her eyes, only to be reshaped by the ever-shifting dunes. An unsettling silence hung in the air, broken only by the whispering sand. Following an inscription on a crumbling wall, Amara found a hidden chamber. There, an old sand weaver lay dying, his sand-colored robe swirling around his frail form. He spoke of the city's power, fueled by a heart of chronoton, a mythical crystal that could manipulate the flow of time itself. However, the heart was corrupted, causing the city's instability. Amara understood. The sandstorm was the city's cry for help. The sand weaver, his final act of trust, handed her a map etched in sand. It led to the heart's chamber, deep within the city's shifting core. The journey was perilous. Amara fought sand creatures molded from her own anxieties and navigated through collapsing hallways that seemed to change with every step. Finally, she reached the heart's chamber. The chronoton pulsed with chaotic energy. Amara, guided by the sand weaver's memory, focused her will, channeling the calmness of the desert nights. Slowly, the chronoton's glow softened, the city's tremor subsided, and the sandstorm outside began to wane. Emerging from the city, Amara found her tribe sheltering in the lee of a massive dune. The sky was clear, and a gentle breeze whispered through the sand. The city, now bathed in a golden light, stood firm in the distance. Amara became a bridge between the nomads and the sand weavers. Together, they learned to manage the chronoton's power, ensuring the city's stability and the Whisperwind Desert's delicate balance. Amara, the girl who dared to enter the city of Shifting Sands, became a legend, a symbol of courage and the power to rewrite one's own destiny, grain by precious grain.
Nestled within a forgotten valley, shrouded in perpetual twilight, lay the whispering glade. Here, echoes lingered, not mere reverberations of sound, but memories, emotions, entire lifetimes trapped as shimmering wisps. Anya, a young woman with hair the color of twilight and eyes like pools of moonlight, possessed an extraordinary gift. She could hear them. These echoes were not always benign. Some held the pain of betrayal, the terror of violent ends. Anya, burdened by this symphony of despair, lived a solitary existence, wearing earplugs carved from whispering wood, a desperate attempt to silence the whispers. One day, a discordant echo pierced through her defenses. It was a melody, a joyous song tinged with the bitter sting of loss. Anya, drawn by its beauty, ventured deeper into the glade. The melodic echo led her to a crumbling amphitheater, where a young bard named Alara sat strumming a lute, her face etched with sadness. Alara, unlike others, could not hear the whispers, but felt their presence, a suffocating weight on her spirit. Anya, hesitant at first, decided to help. She described the joyous melody trapped within the glade, the echo of Alara's own lost love. Alara, overwhelmed with gratitude, begged Anya to help her find a way to release the trapped souls. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey through the whispering glade. They faced manifestations of the echoes, monstrous creatures formed from unlived dreams and festering regrets. Anya, using her understanding of the whispers, navigated these dangers, while Alara's music, infused with healing melodies, soothed the tormented souls. Finally, they reached the heart of the glade, a monolithic crystal that pulsed with the raw energy of countless trapped echoes. Anya, channeling the collective stories she had heard, wove a complex tapestry of emotions, acceptance, forgiveness, and the bittersweet beauty of letting go. The crystal resonated, and in a blinding flash, a wave of energy washed over the glade. The trapped echoes shimmered, transforming into ethereal butterflies. They fluttered, their wings dusted with the colors of their emotions, before ascending into the twilight sky, finally free. With their burden lifted, the glade transformed. Sunlight peeked through the canopy for the first time, bathing the land in a golden glow. Anya and Alara continued their journey, becoming guardians of the whispering glade. Anya, no longer burdened, used her gift to guide lost souls, offering them solace and, when possible, release. Alara, inspired by the echoes, composed music that resonated with the very fabric of the glade, ensuring its newfound peace. The whispering glade, once a prison of sorrow, became a sanctuary for lost souls, a testament to the power of empathy, music, and the courage to confront the whispers of the past. Anya, the girl who could hear echoes, became a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that even the most profound sadness can be transformed into a melody of healing.
In a bustling city park, nestled amongst towering trees, lived a curious little firefly named Flick. Unlike other fireflies who simply twinkled at dusk, Flick dreamt of creating dazzling light shows. He longed to be a master of illumination, painting the night sky with breathtaking displays. One balmy evening, as a group of fireflies blinked their synchronized patterns, Flick watched with a mixture of admiration and frustration. He yearned to break free from the routine, to explore new ways to make light dance. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the park, carrying a fallen leaf towards Flick. It landed on him, momentarily extinguishing his glow. But as he brushed it off, a flicker of inspiration sparked. The intricate veins of the leaf, illuminated by the moonlight, formed a mesmerizing pattern. Flick, buzzing with excitement, gathered more fallen leaves. He experimented, placing them against his light, creating beautiful silhouettes and dappled patterns. He even discovered that dewdrops, glistening on the leaves, acted like tiny prisms, splitting his light into a rainbow of colors. The next evening, as the first stars began to twinkle, Flick presented his creation. He wasn't part of the synchronized blink, but instead, he used fallen leaves to project patterns and colors onto the night sky. The other fireflies, initially surprised, were soon captivated. Flick's display wasn't just beautiful, it told a story. He used shadows of leaves to create shapes of flying birds and blooming flowers. He even mimicked the phases of the moon with a perfectly round teardrop. The other fireflies, inspired by Flick's creativity, began experimenting too. Soon, the night sky was filled with a dazzling display of light and shadow, a symphony of bioluminescent storytelling. From then on, Flick wasn't just a curious firefly, but the park's resident light artist. He continued to explore the possibilities of his light, incorporating fallen branches, spiderwebs, and even puddles into his displays. The park became a canvas for his creativity, a place where fireflies didn't just blink, but painted the night sky with mesmerizing tales of light. One starlit night, as Flick projected a silhouette of a shooting star across the sky, he dreamt of creating even grander displays, illuminating entire landscapes. He learned that creativity wasn't just about having a bright light, but about using what you have in unique and unexpected ways. With a satisfied hum, Flick dimmed his light. The world held endless possibilities, waiting to be illuminated, one creative spark at a time. Now, close your eyes and imagine what colors and patterns your own creativity would paint on the night sky. Perhaps you'll use words to tell stories, music to create melodies, or even just your imagination to dream up fantastical worlds. Remember, the world is full of wonder, waiting to be explored, one spark of creativity at a time. Sweet dreams.